God damn it.
It started.
Oh, hi,
So,
YouTube.
hi, YouTube.
Mom, I
Hi,
made it.
YouTube. I made it. We're here, guys.
Yes. Everybody, welcome back. The last session left off with some interesting combat engagement, along with some discovery of some new characters within the story, along with some scattered moments between our heroes. I'd like to start off firstly by putting some clarity to something. Nim, we were talking about how Subtle Spell was working for the last game. I took some review over that. You are right about the use of Subtle Spell, so that is the first thing I wanted to mention. The only required component was verbal, and Subtle Spell removed that component. So in an effort to grant you the payment back for that, the rest of the group and yourself get inspiration.
Cool.
That's great. But I will also like to elaborate on my decision a bit. In the surveying of your situation, out of all the people who are stelled, you had revealed yourself, and there were eyes upon yourself as the only sole indication of the area. In understanding of the use of Subtle Spell, my interpretation that is you were using your Arcane Focus to cast a spell. However, an Arcane Focus is not used unless there is a material component present, in which Blindness Deafness does not require a material component. So that was my mistake. I respect you for holding your thoughts until the end to let me know that. That was very nice of you. And it was also difficult because I had chose a decision between Stealth and Arcana. And, it's always difficult because it's just one's at wits with the other about, do I understand how a spell works versus does that person being sneaky about it, So maybe that's something that I was taking over in that situation, but not to oversight your spirit of the way that meta magic even works. So I didn't want to overtake that for you, and I wanted to grant you and your friends this inspiration for making me see clearly on that. But in a future scenario, if there isn't a use of magic, this is for as a record for you guys, it does take an action to use an Arcana check to determine where a spell's origins are. That's just something of how we play for the future. Where if you see a spell be cast, it will take an Arcana check to figure out where it came from if you don't see who had cast it. That's just something as utility for all of you. So that's it. I just wanted to clarify that item and also make sure it was brought up. Thank you for that. But otherwise, I didn't have any other feedback prior to the session. So unless there's anything you guys need from me, we can begin. So let me know before we start.
Wait, let me look at my sheet. How much health do I have right now?
It's like 22?
22?
Yeah, I think like 22.
Can I get a volume check for you, Zap? Just say anything.
And then look at your DMs.
My only choice for the diamond that I got last session is 5,000 gold pieces. I'm just letting you know that I know it's 300. I just don't know why it's only showing that.
You should be able to search diamond and just add to its notes 300. But I understand where you're going from. I'll keep that in mind. Just in case we all look around and be like, wow, where did we get this?
Yeah.
This is impressive. Yep. I'm not sure if you're speaking, Zap. I didn't hear anything, but are you with us right now? Give it a moment. I see an unread. Hold on.
He's making food.
Okay.
You're making food?
He's making food.
Okay.
Sometimes the grub must call. All right. Unless there's anything else then, though, I can go ahead and begin if we're all good. All right. I'm going to go ahead and begin. We're going to come back to the scene of Idris Mimosa and Father Cruz inside of the tower area Where we had last left off, Mimosa, you were kind of recovering from any of your wounds and scars, and Father Cruz was going over some of the epithets of the last scenario of this call out to him, and you were there to comfort him in his basically in himself. You're also in the scene scenario with Idris and two other individuals, four. There's four technically. You have Blair, which is one of the people who had been rescued from one of the cage cells. You have Dahlia, which is the little girl that was in the cage as well. And then you have Stable Mabel, who is previously known as Clumsy Ivan, who is just kind of in the scene with you guys, kind of nodding and listening. The fourth individual is an unconscious person who's been laid on some of the storage underneath the tower itself that you guys had fought to get into. So there's a couple of you that are kind of scattered amongst the tower entry in here. It's not cramped, but it could be. You guys are present and with one another. It is also nighttime as well. It is raining outside. Thunderstorms have
light
been
in the
cracking. You have your light, and that's really it.
Okay. You should be holding my lamp.
Wait, sorry. Did Ymir and Cornelian enter yet?
No, you guys are still remaining outside, along
Okay,
with.
is this before
Velu.
or after the fireball?
This is after the fireball, firebolt.
Okay.
But yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
this is after the fact. We're in a status of now. Velu has just walked out.
Idris is gonna point around the room and she's gonna go, should anyone follow him, or should we just let him clear his head?
Well, considering somebody just tried to blow up half the tower, I think we should check.
I just don't want him to do anything stupid, that's all.
Wait, who's being stupid? Oh, it'd be on his face.
He got a little explosive, so I think it might be wise if we stepped outside to check on them, but I don't really want to leave everybody else that's in here, just in case.
I mean, I can stay with them.
Blair.
I'm
kinda
sorry.
looks over
I'm-
to the group.
I wasn't the one who did the fireball, was I?
No, that wasn't you. But you did step out and a firebolt hit the tower, so it's like I think it's being associated to you.
Okay.
But otherwise, Blair does kind of like walk forward. It's like, if you all need to take care of something, I got Dahlia and whoever this it points over at. Stable Mabel is like, I'm fine. I'm actually going to take a nap. I'm kind of tired.
Are you sure? I mean, I'm happy to stick around if they need something.
And then you kind of look over. Blair's like, it's fine. I've been around this kind of scenario before. It's not a big deal. We'll rest and then we'll head back over to Falvenyr, return Dahlia, and I'll make a report. We'll separate ways. It's what it is.
Well, if you need anything, you let me know.
Nods and just kind of looks over at the rest of the group who's kind of like contemplating. It's like, all right. Just kind of
Sounds like a solid plan.
Blair like kind of returns, kind of like they kind of like rub their head a little bit. Father Cruz, can you make an insight check for me?
Maybe.
Or medicine? You can choose either one.
Um. 15.
Which skill would you like to use?
Insight.
Okay. With an insight, they feel around their head, and you can tell like they're trying to grab for something, but it's not present on the top of their head. And they're kind of like feeling for it, and you see the eyes kind of like perking up to like a thought of like remembrance or trying to recover something. They seem as though they're like trying to retrace steps in their mind, Blair. So they stop for a moment. You see their hand kind of like brush across the top of their head, and just kind of like the eyes roll up and start like you can see the mouth muttering and mumbling a bit. Just they're trying to make a countenance of something while you guys are in your discussion. You just take notice of this.
pan and then
Yep. Whatever you guys want to do. You guys are in here together. Most of you're holding onto the lantern. The light remains strong in this area. It's dark inside the tower, of course, but it's really just the kind of the humidity of the rain that's also beating on the side that makes it cold as well. It's starting to get a little cooler and chillier.
Cold don't bother me.
It doesn't bother me neither. Idris is gonna poke her head out of the door to see where Vilu might have gone.
You see Bilo kind of like you see like the tail end of him kind of like walking off to a direction. The crumbling of like the tower and the mark of it. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
15.
You see that the direction of the impact couldn't have been from Velu. You actually look to the right and you see currently in the basically the side distance right now, you see Ymir and Carnelian in the same position, Idris, that you were in with Carnelian at that one time in the morning this morning. Same scenario. Like you're kind of just looking over in that direction, and they're kind of like, you know, caressed on one another.
They were on the they were on the ground talking.
Oh, they were on the ground. That's right. They did recover to that same point, but after the shot fired, they returned back to where they were sitting. So you catch the glimpse end of them returning to their seats and starting that discussion as you see Velu kind of walking off the distance in another way. But you do know the origins of the spell came from the direction of where Carnelian and Ymir came from.
Yep, that wasn't him. Very cool. Very cool.
Very cool.
Ymir and Cornelia, you do see Idris, who pops their head out. With the door being open, you guys can hear one another. There's rain kind of still falling outside, kind of covering that sound, but it's at a light point at this moment where the rain has subsided to just misty, like, drips. So you guys have, like, a kind of a clarity of hearing one another within being the close space. Otherwise, Velu is kind of out of the distance of any type of perception at the time.
So we can see.
Yeah, you see Idris stepping out. Yeah.
Oh my God, Idris! Hey. Hi.
Hi, how are you two?
Doing good. Just making good chat and conversation.
Yeah, I can tell.
With nothing else going on.
Really? All right, that's fine. Have you two seen Vilu by chance? Did you see why he might have walked off or anything like that when he walked out?
He might have seen something super completely normal and maybe overreacted, or he hates me completely. I'm not really sure why he left.
Okay.
Are you gonna chase him?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go.
All right.
Stepping out into the rain, Idris, you feel the immediate, like, dampness from outside, stepping into puddles and, like, starting to walk and follow the steps of where Velu have trailed off to, and you will exit that scene. The door still remains a bit open for you guys to kind of hear one another. I would say for Father Cruz Mimosa and Ymir and Cornelian, your conversations continue. However, you do overhear the one another as things go. The rain kind of like I said, subsides and takes mention to just some thundering in the backgrounds of your minds that you can imagine, but it is a thunderstorm of what's occurring. I would say, Ymir, if you can make a history check for me.
I can do that. I am intelligent and not capable of doing that. That is a 10.
A 10. Storms are like you understand that there's like a significance to like storms around like the world, and you've also taken to understanding of like the elemental like natures of these things. However, you find yourself not able to clearly process like the time, like what kind of a storm this might be or anything like that, of like the nature. But the history was just to imply that you don't know if this is a regular occurrence or if this is like to the region. So there was more of an observation of yourself, and you look up to the sky, seeing kind of the rainfall, the thunder hitting in the background, just reminding yourself of these like natural elements of the world that somehow you missed out on for a while. The city is easy to remind you that you barely ever see weather other than sun.
Interesting. I'm gonna look down at Carnelian.
Carnelian's cleaning his gun. Kind of like side-eyeing every now and then.
Do you like? Have you gotten enough like rain?
Why?
Because I got like these cool items from the tent that I'm trying to figure out, but I don't want to like take them out. I don't really know if they like are susceptible to weather. I have like a
Do you
cool
need
cloak
help
that I found.
carrying them or something?
Oh no, they're like no, I'm good. But like, I was just wondering if you want to go inside and inspect it with me.
Sure, I guess.
Cool.
You guys, the rain still kind of like mats the fur for yourself, Carnelian, outside. It doesn't feel like unnatural to you. It's not the first time you've been out in the rain, obviously, but it's more of like you see Ymir, who's completely dry from the prestidigitation, and get like kind of that eye of like that kind of feels nice. The Ymir, as usual, your prestidigitation is able to like unsoil the water that's been dampening around you and like kind of unsurveilling you. You haven't been using it yet, as per Carnelian's suggestion from the last moment, but you do remind yourself of that ability to do so before you walk into a damn tower.
All right. Wait, what happened exactly? Sorry.
You were
like short-circuited.
in the previous session. You were constantly presentationing yourself, but Carnelian reminded you can just do it at the end.
Yeah.
So you come to that memory. That's all.
And we get inside and it's Cruz and Mimosa.
Cruz, Mimosa, Stable Mabel, Blair, and Dahlia. And then an unconscious person then in the back.
Did you guys wake up the unconscious person yet?
No.
I prestidigitation myself and then look over at Carnelian. Do you want me to dry you
No.
up? Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. You guys chat about anything interesting?
Blair kind of just like looks left and right and just shakes their head.
Cool. Do you have any the druid, right? You're a druid.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any like identification abilities?
I would, yes. However, I don't have any spells right now. I need to rest in order to get those.
Okay. Cool. That's fine.
In the morning though.
Nah, it's okay.
You sure?
Don't worry about that. No, it's cool.
I mean, it's fine by me. I mean, it's not a problem.
I don't want to be like a hassle or anything.
It's really no. Honestly, it's
no. Seriously, it's chill. Like don't worry.
You can do it in the morning.
This kind of shut down for a second. You just look over. It's like, it's fine. It's cool. I could use something else, I guess. And just kind of like holds the stab and kind of like holds it a little tighter to themselves and pulls it in.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm just tired. I think everybody's a little tired.
Yeah. Stable Mabel's passed out in the corner.
And I love that guy. He's my number one employee. Ymir's just gonna sit down and like look at the cloak that he got.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what I can do.
I mean, you can make an Arcana check to see if it's magical.
Guidance.
Or you can just, I'll tell you what, for like identifying like what items are and materials and stuff like that, that's just like raw intelligence. If you want to identify specific like magical potentials of it, then it's Arcana. Or if you're just trying to like get a glimpse of like who owned it, or like maybe there's some like investigation that you want to make upon it, that's also available. Basically any intelligence roll, and it will give you whatever that related thing is.
So straight intelligence will tell me what it is.
Straight intelligence will give you the most generic information, while something specific will give you specific information, if that makes sense.
I got a 16 for just like the straight intelligence.
For straight intelligence, definitely has a magical potency to it. You see that there's like some binding of like threads that would be like pristine if taken away, but you do see that there is some type of, it's an embroidery that you don't understand. It looks like a language, but you can't make it out to be anything you're familiar with. As it kind of goes or glimpses around the room, I don't think anybody would be able to recognize the language, unfortunately. It does have a, a little undecipherable. It would take some time for someone to maybe figure it out. That's within the room right now. Unless any of you speak Elvish. Which I don't believe so.
No.
I need to be Lou.
Yeah. You're holding it up, and you can tell that there's some type of potency to it, but it's unable to be identified. You can't really put a school of magic to it either, unfortunately. But you do identify it may have some potential.
Alright, he'll pocket it, and then he'll look around the storage area.
I mean, a lot of boxes. It looks like what was mainly contained in here was like supplies for like maybe from the horde of what they gathered from Falvenyr. So food, like alcohol, food, lots of alcohol.
Maybe he's gonna take one of the.
I'm pretty sure Mimosa also took one. I don't remember if that's the case or not.
What did I
Oh
do?
no, Velu took one. That's right. Velu took one of the. There was like a bottle that was kind of just out. Like I think it was a whiskey bottle, and you just took it out. But there's a lot of alcohol in here, food that's been like rationed or stolen, blankets, like just utility-based type things. Gold was left in here and already picked up.
Already picked up?
I believe so.
Dang it.
Yeah. The rest of what's remaining in here would have to be like kind of sorted through, and it would take some time to do that. But from just the glimpse, that's what's available.
I think I'll sort through it, given nothing going on at the moment.
Sure, you just kind of like rifle through some of the things. It'll take you some time. I'll let you know whenever you complete that. The rest of you who are kind of in this room, Cornelian, you step back in. The girl, the little girl, the Dahlia, the little girl kind of looks up at you. Is like, you're wet.
Yeah.
Kind of smelly.
Okay.
Just kind of laughs.
He'll try to keep himself farthest away from people.
Yeah, you keep a space to yourself. It's like a 25 by 25, like it's like what would it be? 25-foot radius sphere, basically. So there's a lot of room in here. It's just you guys are spread out around the area.
Cornelian.
Cornelia will look over to Cruz.
I'm sorry for losing my temper with you. Idris offered me some insight, and she says that you mean well. And we followed you out here because we trusted you. I trusted you. And if you had to fight these people and kill them in self-defense, it's not something I agree with, but I understand it. But when it comes to people who can't fight back, that's when matters can't be taken into your own hands. It's when you can't take a life. They don't have the means to defend themselves because they weren't a threat. I don't agree with your methods, but if we're going to try to be a team, then we need to stand on some kind of even ground. Some kind of truce.
Hold on, let me think of what to say. Damn.
I
Oh
like
my
to think that's
I
actually
didn't expect
Cornelian.
that.
That was like beautiful.
Yeah, you're like rifling through a sack of potatoes right now.
Wow. It just gets hotter.
Cornelia
Oh
will
my
kind of like
god.
wipe his arms, kind of like brushing off the like excess rain, kind of just sitting there. Not fully drying himself off, just like brushing himself, be like, well, if I come in contact with someone that I see as a threat, they'll die. But if it's not my kill, it's not my kill. We'll leave it at that.
if somebody's down, you just try to give them a chance. Just look at Mabel over here. Just some words, and he turned himself around. I hate him so much.
Feeling a little side eye. That. I mean,
Captain,
It's
no.
That's my boy.
not a.
I
It's
didn't
not
have a
a
chance
lot,
to
but
fight him, so.
I did.
I'm not clumsy anymore. No. I'm stable.
Does anyone have a zone of silence?
So, unless it comes to your life or theirs, could we call a truce?
I'm not too sure what you mean by that, but
If they're not a threat to killing you, then you don't have to be a threat to killing them.
if I fight somebody, I
Just
will
knock
kill
them
them.
out. God damn.
I can't help it when I have a gun. So
You can shoot them so many other places on their face
This
or their
person was
chest.
unconscious on the ground, is what I mean.
Oh yeah, no, that I understand. If I'm not originally fighting the person, it's not my quote unquote kill to take, I won't take it. And
Thank
that is your guys' decision. But if I am fighting someone personally and I'm going into combat with them, my goal is to kill them.
And I can understand that, and I can respect that.
Cool.
Thank you, Cornelian.
He'll nod on and keep wiping himself off, and then make sure he cleans up his gun.
Let's switch over to the other two. We'll just leave it for Billy right now. Billy, you have your moment to yourself. You kind of like get that calm demeanor about the rain, and there's nothing too much going on. Your hand kind of rests onto the katana at your side, and you know you can't help but like kind of feel around on the hands a bit and like feel on your legs. It's hard to be away from something so comfortable. You kind of turn back and you start hearing kind of the footsteps approaching from behind as you see Idris starting to approach your location.
As soon as Velu sees Idris, Velu's gonna like immediately compose himself again. Hello.
Vader, I'm so sorry. I'm not even.
What are you sorry about? What do you mean?
I'm just.
I'm confused.
I feel like I upset you earlier, and I feel terrible for it. I'm sorry.
Velu just stares at you and doesn't say anything.
Idris is just gonna like rub her hands together. She's like,
he's gonna stare at you for like 20 seconds, and then it's okay. I just needed some time
no,
away from everyone.
I completely understand. It wasn't my intention to come off so defensive with you, and that wasn't fair to you to act like that. It's a touchy subject, so I apologize. Yeah.
It's okay.
Are you all right?
Yes.
Am I encroaching on you?
No. You are not. He would smile at you. Shall we head back to camp?
You know, you do this thing where you smile at people, and normally when you smile at people, it's, you know, a happy instance or something of the sort, but I feel like you're just uncomfortable when you do it. Not to say that your smile's not attractive or anything, but it's just, you seem uneasy when you do it. Is there a reason why? Do you mind me asking that, or?
Velu gives you a stare and just continues to smile.
Yeah, okay, I'm just, alright, sorry.
You can make an insight check if you like, Idris. Velu, you can make a deception check.
Facts.
Yeah, you're gonna make an insight check? Fuck.
15!
I hate you. Hold on, 1 second.
Sorry, did I say deception? Persuasion or deception. Sorry about that.
Persuasion or deception? Okay, well, they're both the same.
I figured. That's why I think that's why I got confused.
Beat that. 16.
16.
Son of a.
Well, Idris, it's hard to read, but like a smile is a smile. You have to still put effort
Yeah,
into
he's just giving you a smile. He's just giving you a smile.
All right, now I'm getting gaslit.
that. you feel confident in your like connection with one another, and like even coming out here and just having the conversation made you feel a lot more at ease. I think one of the things that you do glean off of an insight, even kind of not matching the same energy as Veli, is you realize that you're coming into like maybe there's more to that, but really you can't dig in deeper because of just lack of knowledge. You feel kind of you don't feel left out more than you feel curious, but it's not enough to pose you as like, oh, he's hiding something. It's just maybe that's just him.
Hmm.
You
Well-
almost kind of feel bad. It's almost as if you like you're dissing him for his like what he's doing. I would imagine that you feel a little guilt in poking into that.
Idris is gonna nod. She's gonna go. Well, yeah. Let's walk on back. Yeah. And she's gonna like kind of fiddle with the bangles on her wrist, and she's gonna go as they're walking back, of course. And she's gonna go. They're from my mother, if you're curious. They, passed down from mother to mother, mother to child. I was the one who inherited them because I'm the eldest daughter, so here we are.
Oh, super cool. I forgot what it does though. What is it does? What does it do again? Did I ask that? I did ask
You
that.
investigated it. You know that there's like illusionary magic that's attached to them.
Thank you. So, what about the magic that's in it?
You're gonna laugh at me. It helps me with my performances typically. Um, it's kind of silly, but I like to have them on. Typically, it's a memento of home, despite all of that. But it's also something that helps me in terms of what I can do and how I can better serve in my performances and how I can better serve the people of the world. So that's typically all it really does. So
Interesting.
You guys are making your way back, I imagine, just kind of walking and talking. Each step you move closer back to the tower, the rain grows a little bit lighter, but the thunder grows a little bit louder. Storms in the horizon don't affect any of your moods other than the fact of maybe being inside is best. You don't get the sense that it's clearing up anytime soon, though.
I like your katana. Where did you get it?
Oh, I got it from this one dude,
Mm-hmm.
and I bought it off him because I like
Ooh.
exploring.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
forgot where though.
Huh. I think it looks very chic on you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
An actual smile might crawl upon Belu's face. As the
Relu does not smile.
Mel does not smile.
I'm just kidding.
Avoid
Because
smiling.
You don't earn that.
That's not
You do
me,
not earn
though.
that.
That's funny. You guys start approaching back. I would say the door still remains a bit open as you guys both all return to the same generic area. Velu and Idris, you return back to the tower, entering within. You see Ymir, who has finished kind of their investigation. There are some other things you have found in here, Ymir. Mainly you found a lot of like steel and like materials in the area. It looks like someone had like pilfered through like a smithing shop or something like that. You see like raw material kind of like left in some of these crates, such as like steels, some raw like irons. Looks like a lot of it's cast iron and like other types of like valuable pieces of like shaping forging. You see some templates, you see like tongs and mallets and all these forgery items, basically. There's like smithing tools in here. It seems like a lot of equipment must have been taken. You see saddles that have been placed in one of the boxes. A lot of leather saddles and like leather workers' tools. You also find that there's one box that you managed to push open and pull through. It wasn't even locked. It has some glass bottles in it, and inside some of the bottles kind of reveals some liquid of red and like silvered like liquid, and you kind of slosh it around. You recognize some of these healing potions. Other ones you don't recognize. There's about 2 lesser healing potions, so just regular healing potions.
I'll take all the potions.
Yeah, and then the rest of them just unfamiliar. You take 3 silver potions. You're not sure what they do.
So how many?
5 total. You have 2 healing potions you gathered, and then 3 silver. Just random. You're not sure what they are. But that's the majority of the useful things in this entire tower, unless you want to take it apart like brick by brick.
No. Ymir will join the rest.
Yeah, it's not too hard. Everybody kind of leans on their own space, and as Velu and Idris return back into the room, you see that Dahlia is starting to kind of teeter off to sleep. Blair, who is currently kind of now sitting, just kind of leaning onto the staff in front of him, just kind of holding onto it, looks over at the rest of you. It's like, watches, are we doing that, or are we doing are we feel comfortable in the tower to close the door? Like, I don't know you very well, but I feel confident in your behaviors that you won't murder me in my sleep.
We should do watches.
Nods. I'm just like, okay. I will take the last watch, if that's okay.
I'll take first.
I'll take first.
I'll
Father,
take-
son, bonding.
I'll take second.
Sounds good. We have one for every watch. Unless anybody wants to make their rations and dues.
I will take last with you.
Blair kind of looks over to you and just like, okay. All right. I guess I'll be seeing you in the morning. You see that they kind of tuck away themselves. See kind of a druid craft of flowery bed kind of placed below them a little bit as they kind of make their area, as the vines kind of grow into flowers and leaves below them, resting themselves, kind of resting Dahlia down on the ground, and just but kind of making themselves comfortable until they eventually go to sleep. The rest of you who remain awake can all do what you please until your rest.
Who's staying awake for the first one?
Me and Cruz.
Yeah.
I want. Never mind.
That was a fun little fight that we got into.
Yeah, it didn't hurt a bit.
I got bitten by a wolf. Did you see? Idris
I
is gonna
did.
walk over and show off her leg where her pants are torn
Still
from this
still
giant wolf
dried
bite.
blood everywhere on the leg that's molded into the golden lion fur. It's matted. It's gross. The rain has made it look a little
Idris,
Not a
infected.
wolf?
You're gonna turn into a wolf now?
You know, I was thinking about it. A lion and a wolf half breed. It hurts so
I think it
bad.
looks a little cool.
It's so bad. Help!
I seem to have
gonna,
missed everything.
She's gonna flail her arms out as if she's losing balance and falling.
Or I'm getting a phone call from Utah.
Utah.
You
What's
took
Utah?
Hello?
Hello?
What's a phone call?
As it just
I turned on
going
airplane.
off-
Sending.
Going off the bite, Ymir's gonna be like, "It's okay. I made that wolf pay in so many different ways. They don't even know it."
I know you look so cool.
Did I?
You did.
Oh, cool.
What did you do?
I didn't. Oh,
I guess you didn't say, did you? Oh my gosh.
I meant.
I
to-
was.
I usually have a line when I say whatever I did, right? But I forgot to completely. It was
You
supposed to
have
be even
lines
true.
when you cast something. Yeah, incredible.
Yeah, no, I think it makes the spell or like final attack much cooler. I think you guys should adopt it, saying like,
Should I just say
for instance,
swing?
yeah, maybe give it
Swing
some
hit?
Sure.
name.
I
Swing
like
hit
that.
sounds
It's very
good.
simple.
Bruising for
I
a
mean,
bruising?
Oh.
No.
Oh.
No.
But only like super special attacks, obviously. Like that
Oh,
would be
okay.
a special one. So next time I'll be sure to say like super special attack. Well, not exactly super special. Like it has a name to it, but still.
But what
I've
did
been
you
working
do?
on it. I burned it really hot. Like hotter than usual.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to like explain it to you. It's an invention kind of thing that I've been working on.
You should demonstrate it.
Oh, that
Oh,
no.
I think he did earlier.
I already. I'm not
And
doing
she's
I
gonna
unfortunately didn't get to
she's
see it.
she's gonna give you a mirror this like nudge nudge wink wink look and point upwards. Yeah, you did it again. I saw it.
You guys will see it every now and then maybe. I'm trying to work on finding more things to do with it. But I could tell you guys it's the Magenta series is my invention.
Mm.
You're an inventor.
Yeah, but like not in a cogs and gears kind of inventing where I like engineer something. I invent making new spells or something like that.
That sounds hard.
It's a bit challenging, but quite fun. There's a payoff.
Well, I think that's awesome.
Takes a
What I
really
thought
creative person to do that.
That's what I was thinking.
I thought that it was awesome when you made the frog guy dance around and be.
Oh my! That was all thanks to you again.
I don't.
know,
Oh,
I
because
have-
he's blind.
Yes, I have that. That little charm, just a little bit is all he needed, and then then I have a dance partner, and then I'm being called a guardian angel. Typical stuff.
And Vilu, I don't know what the heck goes
Oh.
on with you. That was cool.
That was cool. I like
Shadow
that one.
shit.
The stuff.
Relu was reading his book. I'll look up. Yeah, I do that. And he just goes back to reading his book.
And then there's two of Karn. Carnelian can make two of him. It's crazy.
You know what though? It actually isn't two of him. I was looking.
And
Just- Two of him?
I just want to be asleep right now, by the way.
You
Yeah.
want to be?
You're asleep.
He-
Carnelian has like disappeared from your guys' scene. As you mention him, like he is gone. Like he's full. Like he's disappeared into the tower somewhere asleep. And as you guys start to look around, you don't manage to spot him immediately.
I have no idea where he's run off to, but it didn't look like
Door's
him, at
closed,
least.
so he can't be out.
But yeah, all in all, quite the fun fight. I like you guys. Can I say that? I think that's fair. I like being around you guys. You guys seem very, very interesting. I know we have like very vast, changing, conflicting viewpoints about multiple different things, and that's okay because I mean, what group of people doesn't have that? But like, you guys seem really capable, and you have fun stuff to go along with it.
I can drink to that, and I'm gonna pull out a bottle.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, I grabbed it the other day.
You can add one.
I
I mean,
bottle.
earlier.
You can add one
There's
bottle
also-
of hard liquor to your inventory. Unless-
There's also a giant, batch of it back for here. So
It's a barrel.
You're lying.
no, I'm not.
Melissa stands and walks over.
Maybe save some for the townspeople.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
but like, I want to see what they got.
Do you think they're gonna
Alright.
throw a party for us? I like parties.
They probably shouldn't waste resources like that.
Ugh, it sounds boring. Okay, I'm gonna go to sleep and I'll wake up for my watch.
I should probably head to bed as well. Well, good night, everybody. I'm gonna Go sleep. All of this. Wait, hold on. Sorry, never mind. Does
Mhm.
anyone have a spare cloth or something that I could wrap my leg up with or something?
You know, Mimosa, he's just gonna tear off one of his sleeves.
All right.
What? Ymir's gonna walk in
What?
between them and then put the sleeve back and mend it. We can literally look around the supplies for some cloth.
We can just
You don't
heal
have to do
Idris.
that. You don't have to do that.
Honestly, you should amputate the leg.
Just kill it. Take it off. Robotic leg.
Don't need it no more.
It's a little intense, Mimosa.
First
Sorry,
battle.
I don't.
I'll look around for some cloth in the supplies.
I mean, that unconscious guy is covered in some stuff.
Okay, I'll just go over to.
with you,
Oh,
Ariel.
we're mugging the unconscious guy? Oh boy.
I'll tap him on the shoulder.
No movement. He's breathing, but it's still
I'm gonna rip some cloth off of him.
just rips off of like. Remember, you know those like, I don't know if they're like TikToks, but the scenes of like the dude's like, oh, I need a napkin, and like rips off the back of someone's shirt.
Yeah.
Ripping clothes is still hard. Can you make a strength check for me?
Oh my God.
Fucking god.
I allowed Mimosa because like Mimosa, but like, come on.
I got a 9.
It's not hard to do. That's feasible. It's fine. You managed to tear off like a good amount of wrap from the back of this dude who's been just kind of laid to the side. He doesn't need it. You just bring it over to Idris and wrap the leg just fine. Make a medicine check for me.
You hear Ymir panting after doing that.
You see sweat beading kind of off the side of the ear.
You did great, Ymir.
Am I
Not
making the
very-
medicine check?
Yes,
8.
8. It's
Well.
on there.
I make a medicine check.
No,
Good night,
I
guys.
mean, actually.
I'm tired.
Ymir just kind of puts a hand up. Father Cruz, you don't even need to make a medicine check. This thing is only hanging on by the dried blood that's drying to it. It's honestly like it hasn't even been tied. It just was wrapped around in a way that was like touching each other but not tied together. And you can see that the wound is like seeping into it, and that's the only thing holding it up onto the leg. Ymir, you fall asleep.
Let's go.
Villa, I don't know if you
Well-
found a place to sleep or not.
He's about to. He's
Okay.
just gonna read the last line of this Sylvan chapter and try to practice whispering Sylvan, and then he'll find a spot and go to sleep.
You're pretty close to nearing the end of your book. Go ahead and just make me a intelligence check for me. Just a raw intelligence, fellow.
Okay. Do-do-do-do. 17.
17? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Huh. I need you to roll a d10 for me.
Okay. 8.
8. It's going to take you about 8 nights to finish the book, and where you'll feel potentially confident enough to start speaking and reading in Sylvan. You've been on this book for a while now. This is probably like almost you've been a full year around just studying at this point with this book. I would say you're nearing the end in confidence to where you may be able to learn your new language in the next approaching week. You feel confident in reading, not speaking at this moment.
Okay.
So, with that, you're finishing up your book, you're finding a good resting point, and the rest of you have your conversations.
Well, good night, everybody.
Good night.
Idris
Ooh.
runs somewhere and sleeps.
You find Carnelian when you run off and fall asleep. Carnelian's like kind of been tucked away into the corner as they always do. You just kind of find a nearby spot and rest yourself. All right. Velu, you find yourself some rest as well, I imagine.
Yes.
You pick a spot where you've already been reading, putting your stuff to the side, unsheathing the blade from your side because it's hard to lay down with the katana at your side, but armor's doffed off, and everybody rests at this moment. Everybody's in their comfortable zone. Father Cruz, Mimosa, you hold the first watch. Make perception checks. Not much to perceive in here with the door being closed. I don't know if any of you are going outside.
Is there not windows?
No.
I got 23.
Okay.
Unnatural.
Okay. Remaining indoors, you guys continue a watch of the area over your friends. It gets a little stale, but the thunder rolls a little harder in as you guys can start hearing like the slight lightning strikes in the distance. It's far off, but the flashes beyond the brick enclosure of the tower does flash true to your guys' sights. It's storming out, and the rain like reminds you of the weathering that you guys may have dodged by not being out too long. With you both being within range and perception of one another, you kind of look among the friends and people among the group. No weirdness happening. Even the newest arrivals haven't moved or budged very much from their rest. The light remains ever so bright, Mimosa, as you maintain that focus. The remainder of everything on your persons and natures, Father Cruz, you have the floor with your son in this time.
So, Mimosa, you were a little quick to rip off your sleeve for Idris.
Yeah, I wanted to help.
That's very nice. So, you think I might get some grandchildren in my old age?
What?
Make a Constitution saving throw,
Excuse me?
Mimosa.
A Constitution.
You throw up?
10.
You blush.
Why are you asking?
I don't know. I've lived a long time. I've seen a lot of relationship happening. I am a priest.
Yeah,
I've officiated a lot of weddings.
I'm sure you did. I've seen a few.
Well, if you ever need any help, just let me know.
Oh my god. Is there a fire in this room, or is it literally
No,
just my
it's
light
literally
keeping
just
it
your
up?
lantern. That's it. Lighting a fire in here might cause a breathing problem.
Father, off track, because I don't think we're gonna discuss whatever you're thinking about. There's not a fire in here.
I think the building would burn down. But you have your
but I'm
lamp.
just thinking about next shift. I'm gonna be sleeping, and as soon as I go to bed, this lamp's turning off.
Why not leave it on?
I don't know if it will stay on. I might just stay awake.
Cruz will hand Mimosa the glowy sword.
This is, I don't know. I don't want to risk anything.
Mimosa, you can make an Arcana check.
Oh, I'm so good at those.
Good. Hopefully better than your Constitution saving throw.
Can I? I'll guidance you.
That's fine.
And so that's a +4, right?
Yep.
Not a +4, like
No,
a
art.
D4.
D4, yeah.
Okay, that's what I meant. That's what I meant.
+4. That'd be a crazy ass cantrip.
I don't know what's saving that, but okay.
Did I roll something to help?
No.
It is. I mean, it is my sword. Would I know if it glows all night long?
This wasn't about the sword.
Oh. He's chronically stupid.
Mimosa, you trust your father.
Okay. I'll just sleep by the door. Just in case.
Are you feeling bad?
No, I'm
Or
just
anything?
yeah. I don't want.
Big
Oh,
burst
risk
of
anything.
thunder and lightning kind of cracks, and you hear for a moment. A lot of people toss and turn in their sleep, still remaining asleep. The shaking of the ground a bit, Mimosa and Father Cruz startles you for a moment. Mimosa, you immediately turn your head to the door, looking like where the area is. You see the door swing open.
I close it immediately.
You shut the door.
Well, with this storm, that lightning would keep you safe.
I don't. Maybe, but I don't think it's happening often enough.
That was a joke.
Sorry. I
Mimosa,
just
you feel.
I'm just nervous.
Yeah, Mimosa, you feel that
It's
nerve
okay.
kind of building up around you, and your eyes kind of make to the time that's passed, and you both realize that time has passed so quickly that it's basically time for the next shift.
I'll do a
I
little
have
prayer.
the glowy sword and the lamp, and I'm just gonna be hugging them both. I even have the the wand light.
You have 3 light sources just kind of piercing at you. Wand of
Bruce will
light,
sleep, like,
lantern, sword.
Right next to Mimosa, just in case.
Yeah, you guys maintain a close distance.
I want to pray before I sleep.
Yeah, you manage to pass off a slight prayer. The message goes up with a foundness of the messages that have been passed to you, and the first thing you think about is what you're going to be doing in the coming days. Is there any specific message you'd like to get across?
And I hope my son stays safe.
Nod. Finish your prayer. Head to bed. The 2 coming up for the next shift, I believe, are Ymir and Idris, correct?
Was it?
I believe so.
I don't know.
Sure.
I thought it was just me.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know if Idris
Sure.
said it or not.
I'll
So
go on watch with you.
you don't have to. You can just tuck out, go to bed.
What do you want?
You're asleep. Ymir, you're awake.
I don't mind the company. I'll wake up Idris.
You're awake.
Do you want to do watch with me?
I thought you'd never ask.
I don't. Yeah.
Meta. Both you make perception checks. If any of you want to step outside and perceive outside, you may. It is storming outside, however, just as an FYI.
I will go outside.
Okay.
I'll
And
stay
I
inside.
will. I got a 14.
I also twins. Me too.
What?
No
Are you-
kidding.
Are you staying
What?
within inside, Idris, or are you walking around with Ymir?
I'll stay inside.
You stay inside with your perception. Business as usual. You're friends of many vibrances around you. With Cartnelian kind of in your focus, you look over and see Father Cruz and Mimosa tucked in together. Lights just dancing in the corner of many various magical items. The sword has not lit. The lantern remains lit, and the wand of light is not lit.
Is it possible for me to get the wand of light lit?
Yeah, you can hold it. As soon as you hold it, you see the light turns on.
I'll just passively hold it and point it at.
You're literally just holding a flashlight and just like pointing it at the night. You see kind of like a growth of a smile on Mimosa's face. Kind of like as almost happiness kind of pushes through. You do catch a little of like shudder though from Father Cruz as the light kind of draws over on their face. They kind of turn the face barrier into their like cloak as they use for their comfort in their sleep, and they just turn their face away from it. Ymir, you walk outside. The storm and rain hits harder than it did when you were out with Cornelian, as you hear the thunder rolling in the distance. Again, this unfamiliarity of like storms is very hard to think about given the last few months of your living condition. You live within the month of Castro at this time. This is the month of storms. So you are to expect many different storms to be approaching you guys within the next weeks to follow. So this is typical of the time.
I like the weather.
You know, I was about to ask you, did you used to get like thunderstorms or
Hell
anything of the
no.
sort? No, that's what I
Not in
thought.
the desert. Yeah, no,
But
I watched a man wither away to death from just dehydration as a kid.
really, I
It
was
was
gonna say
intense. But
that
it was like, what are we gonna do?
I've heard stories of like, you know how they'll. It's such I don't know much about weather patterns, but I've heard of like lightning storms in deserts before. So I was like, have you ever seen like a full blown thunderstorm or just lightning storms?
Mm, nah, not
No.
that I recall.
Mm.
I think
I
it's
also
only been like mostly sun.
You've had a lot
I
of
also like
dust storms, really, from where you're from, Ymir. That's really it, though.
Ymir's gonna pull out his spell parchment things, like the scroll parchment.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna begin writing. He's gonna write in a ray of sickness spell into a scroll. Do I have to do like an arcana check for that?
I don't believe you're able to scribe spells. I think only wizards can do that. But let me check that real quick.
If you're proficient in
You are proficient in Arcana. I'll allow it. Go ahead and just make an Arcana check. But there's also a bit of other symptom for that. What level spell is this?
Level
First.
1.
There is a cost to writing spells, so
Yeah,
it's a gold cost.
Oh.
So that is of the same volition. So let's see real quick. Yeah. It's 10 plus the
Yeah, you
spell's
don't-
level, so it's just a DC 11 check.
You don't have to be a wizard.
Nope, it just takes 2 hours and costs 50 gold
Okay.
for level
Oh, 50
1.
for first level?
I believe so, yeah. Unless it's 100 and I'm wrong.
It says 25.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
looking
looking at cantrips. That's my bad. Yeah, 55. You're right.
Yeah, so I'll write in 20. I'll write in the ray of sickness spell while talking to Idris.
Mhm.
But it's gonna be a while, so he'll just be sitting there.
It's 2 hours. I mean, it's within your time.
Interest is gonna poke her head every now and then and look at what he's writing, and she's gonna go. So, you said that you make your own spells, or your,
Mhm.
is this one of your own, or
No, this is sort of like fail safe.
failsafe? Okay.
Because, you're a spellcaster, so you understand I could
I
talk to you
do.
clearly. When we're out of the ability to cast, we're
Mm.
basically cannon fodder. So having spell scrolls is good. That's
I
why I stole
see.
them.
I was gonna say I don't really typically use those. Well, shouldn't say typically never. It's I have in the past, but not recently.
Ymir's gonna go into his bag and take out one of his empty spell scrolls and give it to Idris.
Mm.
I gave one to Vulu already, but I would suggest having one in general. I know you don't use it. My mentor sort of taught me this. If you're a battle caster and you tend to find yourself in many situations, even out of combat, you're going to be using spells. And to be out of spells is like a death sentence because you have no other abilities, or at least for me. So, but yeah, this is not the part of the Magenta series. The Magenta series is a whole other
Different
can of,
thing. I
yeah,
see.
just a bunch of stuff.
Hmm. You have a good. Oh, you have a good mentor. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you.
No, what are you eating? Share some
Sorry.
with me.
He's just eating like bread. I stole it from the supplies. I feel like if Cruz heard, he'd be really pissed.
Well, he's asleep right now. I won't snitch.
Where do your like really good morals come from? If like Karn has like different like very conflicting morals from you.
Idris is gonna kind of sigh and sag her shoulders a little bit, and she's gonna go, well, mostly my family, mostly. I was involved in something when I was younger that kind of um set me on my path, so to
Hmm.
say. So I don't want to be someone's pawn again. So
Oh.
I she's gonna sigh. I don't want to do what I did again and have that naiveness again. You know, because I was a child, I got, deceived more than once, and, you pay a price with that, and I just don't want to do that again. So I learned to be better, and here I am.
Hmm. He has like half a bread stuffed in his mouth as he's like listening attentively. Um. Huh. So like Carnelian never learned from that, or sorry, I just don't really like fully understand. I don't mean to
Ah,
pry.
no, you can pry. I don't mind. W- we're very different, clearly. But he was he was young, and I was young, and things were somewhat difficult for both of us. Mine was completely different than his, and you know, he can tell that story when he wants to, but
If he
he
wants to.
if he wants to, if and when. Um, and he, you know, when because the same betrayal happened to him. Same thing, same thing, exact same thing as me. Um, we went through that together, separated, and maybe something later on helped change him, or maybe he grew into it. I'm not sure, but he was a sweet kid. He was nice. We
Oh.
were, you know, but things change, and life has a way of impacting you. So that's where we are. Why do you ask?
I just I don't know. My morals are different um from you guys, and I thought like people who hang out with people for a long amount of time would kind of have like the same morals, but I was just wondering how like that could occur if like someone I don't know, you just seemed really adamant about the whole situation back at the town
Oh,
when we were like,
I
like not
I
wanting to help.
I used to help those in need with my father, so I'm used to doing community service like that. It's
Oh.
something, yeah, it's something I like to do. Um, but you know, it's in my nature, it's in my family's nature to help those who are down on their luck and need assistance. And you know, it's the only reason I was adamant about it is if I saw my family in that situation, I would want anyone to be able to help me, and there were people there that needed help desperately.
Hmm.
It's not I I don't even do it for the money. I just do it to do it. It's like if you were in danger and you needed help and no one was around to help you, you would be how you say shot. So
Shot?
shot. Like your
Elaborate.
chance like when I say shot, I mean like your chances are shot. Like you have no other chance. Like that was it. If you reach the end of your road, like you have no other way around it. You need like it would be an opportunity where you needed help.
Mhm.
So
I think I've reached that point multiple times within my life.
well,
And yeah, there were people to help me, But I feel as though if I had a choice, I think I'd double down and just decline it. But I never really had a choice because I was like half dead. So they kind of like imposed their will upon me and helped me, which is still nice. Like, I'm thankful. It's just, I don't know. Like, my morals is sort of like free will. Like,
No, I
I
completely
won't help
understand.
until like they ask for it directly. If they're not going to ask for it, then I'm not going to do it.
You feel like it would impose on the like natural order? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, like not to be rude or anything, but like
No,
that sense of righteousness.
no,
That
it's autonomy. I completely understand.
yeah,
But
like
those people were asking for help. That's the difference.
were they?
They were.
I don't recall. Yeah, I don't recall.
Mm.
Maybe
They
I
were
wasn't paying attention fully.
they were asking for help. At least the girl I was helping was. She
Ah,
was petrified, asking for help. So, you know,
Both
I understand where you're coming from.
mm,
Autonomy is super important to me, especially if you're sitting there like, well, I wouldn't want to be saved, and if such and such, you know, but if you ask for help and you receive that help, it is what it is.
both of you
well,
reach the nearing end of your watch. The perception check from Ymir from walking outside takes notice of the storm a little bit more, as it doesn't rest up very much in your perception. You can see the lightning strikes and flashes from beyond the door and underneath. Part of the rain starts to trickle into the room, and it's easy enough to block off and like staunch the door, but you can definitely tell this is a very heavy storm. And as you, Idris, you're starting to have this conversation about helping one another, both your minds come to the city that is basically the reason why you guys are out here, Falvenyr, and the storm that's occurring, and wondering, your mind starts to linger on what could be occurring over there. But it is the end of your shift.
we should probably wake up the other people, but I'd love to know more about your family, like your mom and dad, on a later date. And you get the free question to ask me at any time, and I am obligated to answer because you told me so much.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. And you're a good person. I just want you to know that. And he'll get up and he'll go and he'll tap on Vilu. And he'll
Idris will-
continue tapping on Vilu.
Idris will dust herself off and wander on over to what's her name, Blair.
I think so.
Yes.
Bulu's gonna turn and look at you. Yes.
Rise and shine. It's your turn.
Okay. He yawns, rubs his eyes, gets up,
Can you do me a
dusts his
favor?
hands off. Yes.
Could you like keep this hidden for me?
Keep what?
He'll take out the magical band. Do not show this until like I wake up in the morning. Okay.
Okay. I hide it immediately.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay. Yeah. Idris, you see approaching kind of over to you with this, like holding onto this thing, like kind of rubbing the eyes a bit, hair a little messy on the side. Kind of like he touches the lips together and just looks over at you. It just is like, well, next shift.
It is. Would you mind holding on to this wand of light for me and pointing it at the Dragonborn? He's not too pleased with the dark, so.
Just like kind of stares at this and it's like, oh, okay. Should I
Thank
be
you.
concerned?
No, he's just afraid of the dark. That's all. So.
Make a persuasion check.
17.
17. She kind of like looks as like, what a strange request. Just like holds the hand, holds the wand in their hand, and it's like, I'll do my best.
Thank you so much. Good.
No.
Have a good shift.
Nods. Kind of like hold you on the shoulder before you go. It's like, can you lay next to Dahlia for me? She apparently is a cuddler, and I already sense that she may be rising if no one goes there.
Of course, I'd love to.
Just smiles for a moment, and it's like, thank you for understanding, dear. And just kind of looks over, both of you smile as you see Dog, who's currently just like kind of like fetal positioning themselves, like kind of like pulling in like whatever flowers have been torn off the ground from the druid craft. Idris, you sneak into that place, and immediately just like a cuddle session between you and a girl. Just like a little smile kind of curves the face, then soft. You can hear in like the whispers. You rest. Ymir, you are still continuing Velu. Velu, can you make a sleight of hand check for me? You can do it with advantage because Ymir technically is helping you.
God. Sleight of hand. Uh, 14.
Okay. Ymir, you hand off the headband that you had received, and you kind of just put it onto their person. The scroll you have made is kind of like attached to it, and as soon as you like hash it off, you see behind you approaching this druid who kind of like stretches, lets out a kind of like a yawn for a second, and just kind of like rubs the hands together, putting their hand to the staff once again. You can rest now, dear. I got it from here.
Yeah, good night, good night.
Have a good one. And you walk off and find yourself a race to rest. You see Velu, Blair walks over. Ymir, you fall asleep to your position. But you see immediately Blair like walk over to where Mimosa is and take the light and just shine it on them, and just holds the light at them.
Belu's just gonna give Blair a little thumbs up, take out his little Sylvan book, and just read while also watching.
Yeah, I'll make a perception check.
Okay. 11.
Okay. Storm's like dying down a little bit since the morning's rising, but you hear the rain falling harder. Not much thunder anymore, just a lot of rain. Blair is currently like holding the light, and kind of you see like the light drifting around in the area, kind of like looking at other things as well. Kind of like drifting back and forth between places. You notice this. They kind of like tap their foot a bit. The staff kind of holds. You see they kind of place the light down. They see the light turns off. They pick it back up quickly and like kind of like shine it back onto them like really steadily. You see it drift again. She kind of turns the head towards you. It's like, how are you?
Velu looks up from his book. I'm just reading. How about you?
I'm fine. It's just this is new for me. Not this situation, but this. It's like they're holding like the lights. Like, is this? Should I be concerned? Your Leonin friend seemed confident, but I do have my worries about special need.
As long as you're holding a light right next to Mimosa, everything will be fine.
Mimosa's such an interesting name.
Yeah, it's just like the drink.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I'm like, man, it's the kind of nice with the thing they got going on. Do you know what that is for? Are they seem like they're a black dragonborn, but it seems as though like they have the red qualities of a dragonborn as well. I don't understand the nature.
I'm not sure.
It's definitely not natural. That's for sure. Just kind of like continues to hold the light, and like you see it kind of inspecting a little bit more. It's like, man, I feel like I know. I mean, you could only imagine the relationship between these two. They're so different. But yet, here they are.
Well, sometimes family can be not from your own blood, but you know, family's family. So
And that's true. Family's family. I'm just kind of like, you can feel the tension.
I was just gonna keep reading his book.
Yeah, you managed to do so. It's a quiet few, like another hour or so before Blair pipes up again. Speaking again, it's like, so what's after Falvenyr?
Don't remember.
Oh,
We're going somewhere. I just don't remember where we're going.
heading into the continent, overseas, different planes.
No, not different planes. I think we're heading more into the continent.
That's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll probably be heading back to Epsilon after this. Get my reports. Probably not be sent out on a mission again. It's all great.
Yeah, you get to go home and relax.
Not really.
Oh,
Work to do, you know?
yeah, since you come from Epsilon.
You know anything about it, or are we going to be elusive for another 3 hours?
We're gonna be elusive for another 3 hours. Velu just
Make an make an intimidation check.
Okay. Why is it an intimidation check? $17.
17. The words are a bit cold that they leave your mouth with a smile, of course.
Of course.
But the light kind of like bears as light. You see Blair kind of head looking at you, like as you focus on Tuberk, barely paying attention to them. They kind of like take that and just kind of look the other way towards the Dragonborn and Furbolg towards the ground. It's a quiet 3 hours. The rain is like white noise to you as you read your book. As you kind of start spelling out the different like Sylvan words in your mind, you start to piece together what Sylvan really means. The Sylvan language is a beautiful language because it doesn't really speak based upon like a translation of word to word more than it does transfer memory. You read into the context of someone describing like the different vowel symbols as if describing an emotion, and you speak with such. It's important to speak Sylvan with an emotion and not just say it like in a monotone voice, because you don't mean anything when you say it without emotion. It just becomes blabber, and it's also a disrespectful thing to most Sylvan. And you kind of like are taking these notes down as you're learning the verbal complexities of the language itself. It's nearing the end of your watch. You probably about like an hour left. You do notice that Blair kind of stops holding the light for a second.
Hey,
Hmm?
hey. What are you doing?
It's
Hold the light.
It's getting light out. I thought it was okay.
No. Continue to do it until they wake up.
They pick up the light again, just trying it. It's like, really, seems. What is wrong with this? Like, do you know anything about this?
No.
Every
I
night
do not
this has to
know.
happen?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. Why don't you ask them?
I feel like I would ask you. You've been with them.
For a couple days, but
I thought you knew each other much, much better. I thought you were like a troop, like you guys have been with each other for years. You were very keen in your combat prowess. I was surprised. A lot of you've held your grounds and put to positions that were best for you. That was well coordinated. I thought you'd been doing this for a while.
No.
Well, you have
Well, I don't know.
surprised me. You definitely seem to have some combat initiative at the very least, from what I saw. That blade dance of yours is insane.
Oh, thank you.
And as a practiced wizard, it must have been very difficult for you to choose foregoing some magical temperament to become a martial. It must have been a very difficult decision.
Yes, well, of course. He smiles and looks directly into her eyes. Yeah. It was very difficult.
You know, when we're choosing our classes and subclasses in the Circle of Epsilon, we don't really get to decide on the, you know, if we want to more than what is best for the groups that we follow into, because, you know, as you come into a party in your first levels, you don't really understand the complexities of like what's needed, and sometimes you have to put yourself towards something to help a different person that's not available. You know, it's very strategic, and if you're starting off that way, it's you become feeling as though you're just kind of the anchor. You know, like you're holding it down a bit. I feel like I could have been a much better Tempest Druid, but I did get stuck with the different circles, and it was a very hard decision. There's a lot of Druid circles. Are you listening?
Huh? Velu dozed off reading his book. What? What did you say?
She just like looks down. She's like, "It's fine. I guess I just I saw some similarities in your actions, and I figured that you would have been able to give me some advice, but maybe I'm a bit candid on that. I apologize."
Velu smiles and just reads his book.
Your guys' watch ends. I would say the rest of you awaken. After a bit of time, the rain falls softly outside, no longer thunderstorming as the morning presses. All of you awaken. No issues with your rest. As you see Velo, who's currently engaged into the book, and you see Mimosa, your eyes open to a bright light shining into yours. Father Cruz, you covering yourself up with the cover of your cowl, and the rest of you kind of like emerging and gathering to one another. As you guys all arise, there's a kind of a pause in the discussion of how to get things back, et cetera, et cetera. You guys all come to the conclusion that you must inform them of this location and have them come retrieve their items. There's too many things for you to carry along, unless, Father Cruz, you're willing to risk the damage of your cart, if you would wish to do so on the travel back.
Wait, why would it damage it?
In order to push it through the woods and forest, there might be some complications of that. Basically, meaning it can
Isn't my cart immortal?
It is immortal, but it can get stuck.
I trust in my cart.
I lift cart.
Yeah, I trust in Mimosa's strength.
You also, however, this is also true of it. You could also put everything into the cart and then close it and then carry it as its like suitcased form.
I'm gonna do that. That sounds really smart.
So you can also do that, but you do put like the arsenal of things like away in that nature, and all of it together. You guys help and everything like that, and get all the things back together. Stable Mabel, who is awoken, kind of comes to you, Ymir. Kind of walks over. It's like, "Morning, Captain."
Oh, hey, what's up, Stable Mabel?
He just nods. It's like, "Well, are we going to be taking the things to the ship then?"
Oh no, we are. Stable Mabel. A lot of things happened during my rest last night. That storm sort of changed my thought process, Stable Maple.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel as though this life that we have led and all this time we spent together, I think this is it, you know? We're done with ships. We're done with the pillaging and plundering of other. Yes, because now, before that was clumsy, but now we're stable.
But,
And I feel as though we
you-
need to lead a stable life.
I know I'm just getting to know you, Captain, but I always thought that was my strong suit was, pillaging and stealing and...
Ymir puts his hand on his shoulder. Your strong suit is what you make it, Mabel.
Oh, no.
No one gets to decide that.
Mm.
Just because you led a life like that before doesn't mean you can lead another.
Mm.
Now he'll lead him out of the tower. Go out. Look, it's bright and the day is new. Live, stable Mabel. Live as a person. You are relieved of your service and duties. I thank you for everything you've done for me.
What about Keelverk?
Who?
Keelverk, he woke up this morning and took a piss.
We'll talk to him later. You can go though. You're good.
Okay.
I love you.
Kind of like pauses for a second, stands where he's at, looks down. Make a charisma check.
A Riz check.
A Riz check, please.
Ain't no way.
A charisma check.
16.
Pause. Oh, he walks away.
I thought I was gonna say he wasn't gay.
How to break it to him gently.
Back.
In his mention of what Keelvac is, you kind of look over to where the person who was unconscious was, and you see them not there.
No, fuck. Did we not tie up the guy that we beat up?
Mm-mm.
Did no one think about tying up the guy?
And with
No.
and with Blair turned away and Villa to his book.
Do I know where he is?
You look. Don't see anybody in the tower.
It was Blair's fault. She
What?
was being distracted.
Don't blame each
She-
other.
Hold
Let's
on.
go
She
find
was-
him.
I was really
She was
focused
about
on
to
you,
drop-
and just like points over at
she was-
Mimosa. It's like Mimosa. I hope I did a good job.
The sword. She was about to drop the sword of light, and Mimosa would have been in the dark.
I was just.
Okay.
I thought it was light enough.
Hold on, stop. No need to blame each other. He probably didn't wander off too far. They said he just went out to take a pee, so he should be around here somewhere.
That's right. Let's
Belu
just go
doesn't
look
care.
for
He
him.
just walks out.
Hold on. Blair like kind of like interjects out to you as you're walking away.
He just continues.
He was just standing there scratching his head.
You see like the jaw tense a bit.
Blair, I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. I just thought he was different.
He's not much for conversation with most of us, so.
It's the third time I've
You
seen
know.
him walk away.
He's like mad antisocial sometimes, and then really, really cool to talk to.
I hope that's not the case whenever one of you falls. That is the worst trait
Sometimes
to have.
people just need space, and they handle things differently.
I just
We
worry.
just have to respect it.
I'm a little. With someone with that kind of demeanor who has that kind of skill behind them, it's very hard to see any reason to walk away from anything. I guess I just am disappointed. All of you are very skilled, so it makes sense. It must be very hard on each one of you to kind of prove yourselves to one another, knowing that you've only known each other for the last few days. These are the kind of things that they train you on, but unfortunately, it seems as though you guys have to kind of run with it. I look forward to seeing what you guys do in the future. But as we return back to Falvenyr and everything goes as ordered, then it will be up to you.
Ymir's gonna go follow Belu.
Billy hasn't gone very far. Billy, you stepped outside. You kind of like taking a perception around the area. Again, not seeing where this person may have walked up to. You guys have gathered things and moved things around, and most of like the tents and camps and fires and stuff have been either put out or you guys have rolled things up to bring back with you already. So what's here is just forest at this point, and the remainders of like battlement that's left behind.
Could I talk to the grass and have it tell me where the dude went?
Sure. You lean forward towards the pine needles and different foliage on the ground.
Will this be like persuasion?
This is like a nature check.
Oh, but I get advantage if I persuade the grass to tell me.
I
I
guess
can talk to it.
I guess you could use your persuasion. What are you gonna ask?
I don't know if it can just point me where it went. It's a grass blade. It could probably move.
I feel like it's an interpretation issue more than it is a I think you can pass your message across very well. I don't know. I don't think you have to persuade the grass. However, I do think you have to interpret its meaning, which would be a nature check.
I just have charisma. I just have advantage on charisma checks to influence them.
Oh, to influence them. That's different. If you're influencing them to take action, that's a little different. So
And influence them to tell me where he went.
go ahead and make a persuasion check. I don't know if it's going to get you the result you want, but you get advantage on it.
19.
19. You like kind of speak to this like patch of area. You see like the rain that has like kind of fed it and given it this new life. The growth and dew that rises above. You see the dew kind of drops and falls in a graceful way as it kind of like breezes in a way that's unnatural to the actual wind element of the sky, and it kind of like flows in a direction. You kind of look up and look towards the direction it flows towards, and you see a bunch of blades of grass that now follow suit in the distance and just go whoosh, and there's like a line that's drawn in the blades of grass that kind of flow in a direction.
We can blame each other later, guys. I have a lead.
All right, let's go.
You chase after this direction, or what do you want to do?
I'm gonna chase after it.
I'm gonna follow.
You guys can all follow if you guys wish to. However, I will say that you guys might end up getting lost if not being able to return back.
Wait, we're trying to do what right now? Sorry.
You
The
guys,
grass
Can I
told me
just,
where to
like,
go.
the person who
bark off of the
was
trees we pass.
Yeah, that's fine. I will let you know that your survival check in this moment, Mimosa, is very critical. You guys are basically chasing or looking for this person who had risen back up in the morning, back to their hit points after being unconscious. And you guys are trying to find out what direction they went into because they had seemed to stream off in a direction.
Okay. Instead, Karna's gonna just say to the group, I'm gonna take Dahlia and this lady back because that's what I came here for. Anyways, if you guys want to follow that grass for that guy that I wanted to kill, go for it.
We won't be
But
long.
we can meet up at the town, I guess.
Are we
Blair
all
kinda,
together?
Blair like kind of nods for a second. It's like, well, we could, yeah, but yeah, you guys are all emerged outside at this point beyond the tower. It's a little rainy out. It's not like super like dark more than it is just like kind of like a raindrop of like, every time it once in a while hits your shoulder. You maintain this like presence in the area, and Blair kind of speaks out to Cornelia and is like, yeah, we can go back. I would recommend us all going back. I don't like splitting up parties. It's not the best way to go.
I don't really see the point in splitting up for some dude that's low. Like, honestly, what influence does he hold exactly?
I mean, there is a danger if there is more crew members for where he's going, and he's trying to get like reinforcements to come back to the town. That is fair. However, I don't know if we should go back to the town unless we know that this is all cleared up. So, Cornelia, and I appreciate your candor in inviting us, but I don't think I'd be able to go with you until this is handled. And Dahlia,
What are you gonna do? Keep Dahlia out here?
Looks at Dahlia. It's like, I would appreciate you bringing Dahlia back, but I definitely feel as though I need to see this closed as well.
Okay, I can bring Dahlia back.
Dahlia kind of like looks up at Blair. Is like, I don't want to. Like, no, it's fine. You can go with him. He's like, like kind of holds on to her.
I'll go with.
We can go find your brother, Dahlia.
Make a persuasion check, Carnelian.
Okay.
Can I help?
Guidance.
I don't know if you
Guidance.
can help with this, Junior.
I've told her before about it. Do I get
Mhm.
advantage?
I'll say you can get advantage because you have a familiarity, but it is a little difficult because there is like an affinity to like holding on to this person.
Yeah. 10.
10.
Wait, do I have guidance or?
I would say, Father Cruz, you're focusing on this like direction that you're trying to follow. I don't think you'd be able to give guidance in this scenario.
Just a 10 then.
You see there is a moment of like the eyes kind of lifting up and trusting, but then there's like a kind of a turn where it's like, but they could, but like, I don't want to lose Blair. And just like kind of like looks up, it's like, come on. And just like puts a hand on the head. It's like, just go back and we can handle this. And I'll be back. And just like drops, like kind of crouches down like that Asian squat and just like holds onto their shoulder. It's like, it's going to be okay. And just kind of like looks over to you, Cornelia, and it's like, okay.
Blair would meet us back in the town, so that would be okay.
Kind of like looks up at you, looks up Cornelia, and it's like, I don't want you to go again. And just kind of rubs the eyes a bit. It's fine. Just go with him. He has you. I trust him. Kind of like pats her on the head. All right. You better be back. She's like, no, it's like,
She's so cute.
mm-hmm. We're gonna go take care of those people who got us, and we're never gonna see them again. I swear to you. He just nods like, all right, let's go, Stinky. And just like walks away from Blair, kind of meets you at your side, Cornelian.
And then I'll start heading back.
Hold on, and just like kind of like tries to catch up with you because you're walking at your own pace.
Bye, Dahlia.
You know, and you step away, walking back to where you came from.
I'll hold her hand. I'll put my hand out for her to hold it, so
she reaches out and grabs a
keeps up.
finger. And just kind
Okay.
of continues with you. Kind of reaches for the gun for a second.
Okay, I'm gonna put my guns on the other side.
Okay. You're gone. The rest
I
of
would
you.
keep my other hand drawn with a arcane flintlock, though, prepared for anything that jumps out.
You're ready. As you
Okay.
go in a direction. The blades of grass leading the rest of you in this direction. You guys follow till you reach to a point of open kind of field area. The blades of grass stop in their breeze, Father Cruz, as it no longer leads you in a direction. But you do hear a snapping of a twig and a stream of water just kind of like trickling from a distance. You hear a belt buckle. A coat jingle. You kind of look beyond. You see like a guy who's just taking a piss at a tree. Does not notice any of you.
Father, do you just want me to go grab him?
You desire.
Does not walk back. Does not walk back in the same direction. And continues to walk in another direction.
Monster's just gonna just like match his pace a little bit, just so like his footsteps sound like the same as his, and just like grab him as he walks behind him. Like
The rain makes it hard for you to. I need you to make a stealth check. It is like rain and like puddles. You are dodging a little bit of the terrain here a little bit, and this person seems to be doing so as well, but making footfalls that are easily followed. The rest of you who are kind of here and witness, you see Blair who's like, I can help if you guys want me to stop him.
15.
15, you get stealthed and you just kind of disappear into the woods again. A shadow of like a huge hulking figure just managing to like briskly move between tree to tree, not being seen, blending into the darker environment. Blair kind of whispers over to you, Father Cruz, I can stop him.
What would you do?
I mean, I can just manipulate the ground around him to kind of, prevent him from moving any further.
I'll let Mimosa shine in the spotlight, you kind of like...
Yes, see what he does.
This is one of those moments where we have to let them, do this.
Yeah.
This is for them.
That's kind of like the vibe, you can't like take people's shine all the time.
I feel like I think we got to communicate about these things. Mimosa kind of just,
No, I know Mimosa is capable, and I'm going to let proof.
She,
If Mimosa
Mimosa
doesn't
seems
catch
kind of like the fighty type, so if things go wrong, are they gonna hurt them?
I
For
hope
a
so.
hero,
I
you're
mean,
awfully judgy of how people look.
I'm just making sure we're making this the right strategy here.
I'm just instigating.
Since we talked about that little thing from like earlier, I think you're missing going out on adventures and doing stuff like that, aren't you?
This is my first solo one. I haven't had to work in a group in about a few months now. It's
Is
honestly.
that why you stick? Is that why you stick along with us?
Mimosa, you continue walking. You're sneaking up on this guy who you're making pace, and eventually you get about 10 feet beyond him, and like you're making pace. He kind of turns, looking his shoulder over his shoulder. Doesn't see you. Turns the head towards the other way in the opposite direction. You have an opportunity to kind of engage with this person.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna run forward and just like pick him up from behind.
He's like immediately just like football, like grab and sock him into the. Alright, wait a minute, like
Got it, I got him.
Good job, Mimosa.
I knew you could do
He's like
it.
he's like wiggling in the air. You're like
I
holding
always
him,
believed in you.
both your hands up. You're just holding this. It's a. Well, it's not a human. It's light. You kind of get the sense that this is a like either a half elf or some like flimsy like humanoid figure. You're just like, wait, let me go. Come on, just taking a piss. I was gonna come back.
I'm walking the wrong direction, buddy.
Oh, I
Yeah.
seem to have gotten lost.
Okay.
And
Don't
that's why
worry.
we're
I
here
have a
to
good hold of
help
you. You're not going
you.
anywhere.
As like Vela, you make that cutting remark over to Blair. Blair kind of looks over. It's like, oh shit. It's like this looks like I stand corrected.
Told you.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you did. You absolutely did.
You have to when you're in the just to be clear, like you're not working with us.
Hmm?
You're just here with us. You
Oh
know?
yeah, no,
Like,
no, yeah. This is you.
Yeah,
I'm just watching.
Just so you know, like
I offered help.
no, like
I
you're
think
not
someone talked
hearing-
about that the other
you're-
day
no,
about
you're
offering
not
help.
hearing what I'm-
Belu
you're not hearing what I'm
smiles.
saying. You need to understand what I am saying.
What are you guys
When you're
talking
in-
about over there?
When you're in the group
You
with
you come back with this dude. It's
people,
like,
you have to be able to
This is
do-
a
I hear you're the new captain. He just like looks over at you, Ymir.
Oh yes, I am.
Oh well, congratulations on the promotion.
Yeah, no. I am also.
You have the eye patch for it. That's kind of funny.
Okay, listen. All right, I am.
Even
I'm
at the-
sort of this. Shut up.
Mm.
I'm disbanding the party. The pirate band. You are done pillaging and killing
Oh.
innocent people.
I'm sure
Or
for
is
now,
it
yeah,
not?
definitely 100%.
What the fuck do you mean for now?
But that's what's happening, right? We're just disbanding and then getting back together. Like, you know, it's like
I advocated for you to live. I brought you back from the brink of death.
oh,
in
we're
hopes of
serious
change.
right now.
Would you like to join your comrade?
Make an intimidation
If you
check.
cannot change, then you do not belong in this world.
Make an intimidation check
Alright.
with,
Someone's just gonna squeeze him a little bit.
Okay.
Timid.
with,
Okay.
with advantage. It
Okay.
That was. Oh goodness.
was cold. Blair is like eyes open. It's like, oh shit.
19.
19. He shuts the fuck up. He's like nods.
Yeah, whatever he said. So you're like relieved of your duties. If anything, honestly, we're gonna. take
Honestly,
you
I hated
back-
it. I hate beating a pirate. It
You
was
better
it was the
have.
worst.
You know what? I got something for you.
Hmm?
We're going back to the town that you like pillaged. and-
Oh no! We don't have to do that.
No, we're doing that. We're
No.
doing that.
I don't.
Oh,
I kind of have
Soldier,
a
what is your name?
Keelback.
Go back. If I learn that you have committed another crime after I advocated for your life, I will hunt you
Oh,
down.
I've committed
until I-
many crimes. I just don't remember what I did there.
If you commit another one, I
Honestly,
will
can we
hunt you
just kill
down
him now?
until the last breath you take.
Most of you are squeezing a
And I
little
will
tight. It's
personally
like,
see
my
to it
ribs.
that you are gone.
Okay, it's fine. I will try my best to be on best behavior until I am. No, I'm gonna be on my best behavior forever now.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
why we're taking you back to the village so you can do community service. Now, someone tie him up. Let's go.
Oh,
Who's going to tie him up?
Yay!
All the
No,
roads.
actually, yeah.
What was your name again?
Keelback.
Oh.
Keelback. What's
Do you
her
like- do you like-
name?
Do you like lightning by any chance?
It was storming
know,
pretty
I
loud
do.
last night in my dreams.
It's a yes or no question. It's a yes or no question. Yes or no?
I like
Lightning?
kind of just, like remains quiet and just looks at you. It's like, you are smiling so crazily right now.
Yes or no?
I don't know what to say to you. I am intimidated and I'm
Velu's
being
gonna go
grappled.
up to him and use Volt on him.
Yes. Make a D100 roll.
At this
Oh,
point, this
God.
is torture.
Watch me kill him. That'll be
Oh.
funny.
I'm gonna.
81.
81. You just kind of shock him. It doesn't do anything. It just, you see the hair frizz up. It's like, come on, come on.
Velu, we cannot make change through intimidation. It won't mean anything.
That's what you choose.
Immediately looks over at you, Father Cruz. Is like, really?
I told him that if he does anything, I will hunt him down. It's his choice what he does.
That's
It's the
intimidation.
consequences.
But you just
I
intimidated
don't
him.
like being here.
Literally.
I
It's
want.
more of a promise than anything.
Like, I'm not him. But
Come on,
like,
Captain.
I love him.
Captain, come on. We don't have to be
Listen,
like this.
honestly, out of all their methods, mine is like the most like
Yeah.
crazy.
Come on.
So
Listen to your
thank
captain.
you for the service.
Yes, we're taking him to
Captain.
the town. That is an amazing idea.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you?
I usually
Why would you
allow-
disagree with the leader of your?
Oh, I'm
Oh,
the
you think he's
leader?
the
Oh,
leader?
you think
Oh, you
he's the
think
he
leader?
is
Yeah,
not my
he's the
captain.
captain.
Not the-
No, he's not the leader.
No, no.
I'm
He
so
is not
confused
my
about
captain.
your dynamic
So
here.
funny.
There's a lot going on. You guys
I'm
walk
like-
back with him. Like he's just being carried, like kind of like football style, and Mimosa's arms grass tied together, hog tied. He's like you guys are like walking back in discussion of like the things. Blair's talking like to Father Cruz. And it's like, "Ah, man, a paladin, so cool.
Thank you.
I thought I was gonna be a
God, I
paladin
hate
when
it.
I first started out.
What made you change your mind?
I couldn't find a religion that I was really set on. You know, it's very hard to make your faith towards so many, like any type of things. And there's like this weird purveyance that you must be part of a faith in order to be taking an oath. But I didn't agree with that. And a lot of the time, people like kind of push their beliefs onto you in that scenario. I feel like a druid was more free, so I just kind of took that.
Velu interjects and says, "Maybe that's why you didn't find like."
Did
your
I
party,
hurt you?
Because like you talk so
Velu.
much.
Anybody can belong in the world. Blair, you just probably haven't found the right religion yet.
That's
Go
true.
ahead, her pamphlet.
I
Oh,
feel like these are the first parents talking. It's very awkward.
I just feel as though there's so much I can learn. I just don't, I take the opportunity to learn anytime I
This
can.
is so fun.
Even
Uh,
if this
How
religion
you
isn't
learn
for
to
you.
shock him on your face. Velu goes up to shock her.
Are you sure?
Can Cruz like stop
Yes.
Velu?
There's no need. Velu, you go up to shock something kind of forward towards you, and you see kind of the eyes glowing a bit like a greenish blue as they kind of glow a very bright countenance. You see kind of the leaves start to swirl around Blair as you see kind of like a whirlwind of wind just kind of kick up. As you reach out for the shocking Volt cantrip that you're going to be sending forth, you see kind of like a boom in the voice of Thaumaturgy. It's like, that's enough! And you feel like the hand kind of like shake for a moment. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. Wisdom saving throw.
I'm not blessing you.
You don't have to. I'm not asking you to. 17.
17. Your body tightens for a moment as you feel kind of like this, like you feel like the vines and leaves kind of growing up onto your feet for a moment, grasping into your legs and starting to like tense up onto you in the countenance of the same spell of a hold person spell. It does not succeed with you being able to pass through the spell. You release the Volt, it shocks onto them. It's like, it's like they immediately just shock as like the leaves and everything falls to the ground. The eyes disignite. Your Volt like pushes them back a few feet. They're like, the hair frizzes up like a balloon. Like when a balloon touches your hair, just kind of goes up there. Velu, you have this smile on your face.
Okay, now I won't do anything to you. I am sorry. I apologize.
Where's you children?
You guys have approached back to the area of the tower and everything beyond there. Blair has not said a word since your guys' arrival. The moments of you guys arriving, you guys see the path that Cornelian took to get back to the town. Crowther Cruise, you have the items and like belongings in your suitcase ready to bring it back. Is there anything else you guys wish to do here before you leave? Mimosa, you're holding on to Keelback, and you see that Stable Mabel is currently like tidying up like things on the ground and like picking things up. He's like, I'm gonna be in the adventurer.
Stable Mabel!
Captain! Oh, you found Keelback!
Yeah, we found Killback.
And he's like, looks over and he's like, that was a long pee. And he just looks up. It's like, that's right. It was a real long pee. And his Mimosa kind of squeezes him in the side. I didn't realize we're becoming heroes now, Ivan. And he's like, you see like a stare of death on Stable Mabel's face. It's like, no one calls me that anymore. He's just like, okay. He just shuts the fuck up.
Yeah, this is Stable Mabel. Just to be clear, I don't know why you haven't
Stable
got
Mabel?
the memo.
What kind of
yet.
name is that? Just get squeezed again.
As the captain, I deemed him Stable Mabel. Do you have a problem with that?
My new name.
Yeah. So
New
Killback here is tasked with community service
Oh.
for his actions against the town. And I know you did actions against the town, but you seem to have turned a completely new leaf, and you are much nicer than Killback. So
What
you can do
town?
whatever you please. Huh?
What town?
The town that you guys plundered.
See his eyes kind of roll up. It's like, yeah.
You know, don't worry about it.
I was Doc out, and I was in charge of picking things up and putting them into the. I was just carrying things, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
I might have destroyed a few things trying to break some doors down for my friends.
That's fine. I forgive you.
That's good.
Mabel should be something that Killback should aspire to be.
Killback kind of looks up. It's like, right.
Man, I love this hat.
You guys kind of approach back, and you see kind of like you're walking around with the little like the pirate's hat. You have kind of like this kind of pep in your step because you're walking back to the town. It takes a little while. It's gonna be a couple hours. We're gonna switch over to Cornelian.
The internet cut out.
Yeah.
Break time?
We're at hour 57. Sure, we can take a break now, and we'll come back to Cornelian walking with Dahlia.
I was gonna say
What time?
Cornelian, his internet cut out anyway.
Oh, good.
920? 21 and a half? 19 and a half? 19 and a half, guys.
19 and a half?
19 and a half.
19,
I'll be there.
1915? 9:15?
1914.
9:15?
All right, it was actually. If we're saying 19, it's technically 7 p.m.
I was wrong.
It's 7 p.m.?
It's
Wait, I'm
not.
stupid.
It's 9.
7 p.m.
We'll meet each other back up at 9:15. I appreciate you guys, and we'll be returning back. You can go ahead and meet yourselves. Enjoy your break. Hello again.
Hi.
My internet might keep going in and out, but we'll see.
Thank you for holding through. I didn't even realize you're out. I was like, oh, they're just walking, and he's on his own journey. And I was like, let's switch over. And they're like, can we take a break? I'm like, oh yeah. Stay strong through the storm, my friend.
It's rough out here.
Stand out into the storm and scream into it.
Oh, the rain.
Yeah. I'll wait a couple more moments for everybody to kind of get settled back. I had myself a burrito. It was very nice.
Sorry, I'm still eating this pizza. I'm going ham. It's so good.
Yeah. I think the break system was well deserved after the last campaign. You guys would go 4 hours straight with nothing.
Yeah.
Back in the old days. Are we missing anybody? I think the only ones I didn't hear were Cat and Zap, so.
Bom.
And he makes his
Womp womp
arrival.
womp.
Wait a couple more moments. We could get started and I can just go straight into Carnelian and then we can kind of roll back into it. If you guys are all right with that.
Perhaps.
Sound good?
Yeah, I'm chill with that.
What are we doing?
Just rolling back into Carnelian story while we're waiting on Kat to get back.
Yeah.
Right.
Nerd.
Clearing my throat. Sorry. Burrito stuff. Walking along the happy trail of the forest beyond Falvenyr, you walk with a sense of purpose, but also a meaning to guide someone along with you. It'll take you a little while to get back. And you remember the time it took you to get, basically was nightfall by the time you arrived at the encampment in the woods. So you have a decent trek ahead of you.
Yeah, but maybe we can go faster because I'm more familiar with the way.
Not really. It's
Well,
you're actually slowed down because of walking with a smaller individual. You could pick them up.
yeah, with one hand.
You can try to pick them up with two hands.
I guess, but I'd rather just do it with one hand.
I don't think you'd be able to, unfortunately.
I'm just gonna walk then.
They just continue walking. It's about an hour or two before you continue like your journey forward. No topics, just walking, and you see the eyes darting left and right of a small child next to you.
Yeah, just keep myself prepared for anything to jump out.
Make a perception check.
10.
So far, nothing. Just keep walking forward. Takes a little while before you get to about that second hour mark. Start to hear something approaching a little bit faster from behind.
Turn around and see what it is.
Turning around, you see the rest of your group kind of like catching up to you, maybe like a good, maybe 100 feet away from you.
Okay.
You were just slow.
Yeah,
You're just
going.
walking slower than you typically would.
Yeah.
You guys are approaching from behind where Carnelian is walking. Yeah. Your travel is skipped ahead into the future. Velu, you find yourself on opposite sides from where Blair stands as they are making a distance from you. Ymir, you find yourself kind of accompanied mostly by Stable Mabel and just, the presence of your people around you as you kind of like let the captain sense get into your head a little bit with your hat on. You kind of like walk in that proud kind of walk. Father Cruz Mimosa, you kind of hunker down and like keep this person who's kind of tied up just into your grasp. Mimosa, your arm does get tired. You swap hands every once in a while, but Keelvac just doesn't do anything to fight it anymore. It's really all your guys' accountants. Idris, you maintain your perceptive area as you guys walk around, and you notice that Cornelian walks ahead of you all, like continuing to walking around with this little girl, and you see that he kind of doesn't really like he once he turns around and sees you, he doesn't like do a wave or anything like that. He just turns right back around and starts walking again in a Cornelian fashion.
It glitched for me as well.
Audio glitch. I didn't hear anything for the rest of you guys if you guys were speaking. One second.
Yeah.
It's cool. Cool.
Well, this is fun. You guys get to hear the inside scoop of what Discord audio sounds like.
Is cooking word.
Hello?
Oh. Oh. Okay.
Better?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry about that. Don't
All
know
good,
what
Brody.
happened. I think we lost connection to Dion, though, however, unfortunately.
Oh no.
I think that may have been a little bit of some causation on that.
Oh, who else would be okay.
Yeah, we're missing... I think that's it. I think that's the only person we're missing right now. Unfortunately. If Dion does manage to get back into the call, we'll find out what's going on. But either way, the audio itself is synced back up and we are present. So, we just dropped another. There goes Allie.
No. Allie, yes.
And Allie comes back.
Please, please. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We hear you just
Oh,
fine.
thank God. I was like begging. I was begging.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys heard on your side, but all I heard was like nothing and then just like kind of cuts for you guys' audio. So
I heard
Yeah, at
robot,
one
and I was
point-
like, nice.
It sounded like an echo.
well,
I heard, Bart, Nearly. I was like, all right.
the recording will hear me clearly. So the rest of you are gonna sound like I'm gonna gaslight all of you.
Oh,
All
no.
right. That's fine, I guess.
Back to our session. The walk is lonely a bit. Velu and Blair stand on opposite sides of paths away from each other. Father Cruz and Mimosa take eye towards Kilvac, who is basically switched from side to side of Mimosa's carry. Ymir is being admired by Stable Mabel on the route back, and Idris, you can't help but focus towards Carnelian in front of you, who has looked back at you, looked back away, and walked off in their Carnelian fashion. It's a long walk back, as you know. You guys basically trekked through a couple of hours to get to this area. So if you guys would wish to move beyond that, unless there's any moments you wish to share, we can go back to where you meet back at Falvenyr.
I would like to chase after Carnelian.
There's a moment where you arrive to the front of the group. You see Ymir, who's walking very proudly. Where high its hat, you see Stable Mabel, who's like full bouncer to Ymir at this point. You walk past and you catch up to Carnelian. You feel
Carnelian
fast
looks at
approaching
you.
from behind you. Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Pinky
Just walking.
promise. Okay.
How are you doing?
Well, if this dastard leg would stop hurting, I'd be fine, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Did you guys find that person you were looking for?
Well, they did.
Just leans
She
over
kinda
and
just-
looks. Yeah.
She kind of gestures back, and she's like, It was a little hectic with that all. You would not have enjoyed it.
Yeah, I don't really care for the guy, so.
I figured.
Mm. Is he hogtied when I turn my head back and look at him?
Yeah. He's full football carried in Mimosa's arm. It's a little embarrassing. Kind of only to see the backside of him. And you see Father Cruz just walking behind Mimosa, just like staring rivets to this person of like reprimand.
Cornel smile a little bit. I'll serve him right.
Well, I just wanted to, check on you. That's all. So I'll let you go back and do your walk, and I'll fall back.
Mm-hmm.
You're good. I mean, we're all going to the same place anyways, so.
I know, but I don't know. Just feel like you like your solitude, so I won't
Yeah.
bug you too long.
Well, that's your choice. I don't mind.
Fine.
Eventually, you guys all start to combine together as a solid group. The last of your walk back to the area of Falvenyr becomes clearer as the rain no longer fills the air, and the sun starts to shine a little bit brighter as you guys walk outside of the darkness of this amber forest. In your distance, you can start seeing the break line of the forest until you see some of the ruin of what Falvenyr was as remains. You guys walk to that same path Carnelian had entered through. The town awaits. You see a couple people walking by. You see some guard who kind of like immediately stare over to you and then just take recognition into your like group. You just hear kind of in the distance, "They're back!" You just like hear like kind of a shouting, a run of a guard.
Was that like
you
a
guys-
shout of fear? Or
It was a shout from like towards you guys, but a guard like shouts it and then like runs backwards towards the town. As well as you guys still continue to approach, one of the guards kind of like comes up to escort you guys. It's like, oh, you found Blair, Miss Blair, and Miss Winters. Sorry. He's kind of like stares down and he's just like, she's just not in the fucking mood to talk to anybody right now. She's just like looking, just nods. He's like, yeah, we'll call everybody. We'll call everybody to the center. You've returned. Did you find the pirates? And just kind of looks around you. You wear the pirate hat, Ymir. He looks at the big one. He's like, oh my god.
oh, don't worry, I'm not like. I disbanded the crew after beating up the leader.
He just kind of like looks at you, looks up. He's like, oh my gosh. And then you see Clubs down. It's like, nice to meet you, sir. I'm Stable Mabel. And just like puts a hand out. And he's like, I feel like I recognize you. They're you. He's like, maybe. I don't know.
Pay no mind to Stable Mabel. He's stable.
And any of them, have you caught at large? They're deceased. What is that? What is happening with that?
Most of them are dead.
Good.
Melissa's gonna show off the one that they have.
You kind of like the eyes stare. It's like, that's a familiar face. We'll make sure he pays his due. Come to the center. We're gonna have everybody gather and we're gonna make a spectacle of this man.
Okay.
What do you mean
Everyone's
by
just gonna keep
spectacle?
walking. With,
I say they get to do
yeah.
whatever they wish. I mean, that's up to
Eh.
them.
If you release him to us, we will make sure that he pays for what he has done. But it is, of course, to you.
I lose no sleep over it.
Then you continue to walk with Dahlia. The hand kind of like glides off of the hand for a moment. You lose a hand touch for a moment. She kind of stops.
Why? Are you good?
She kind of like looks back at the group, looks back at you. It's like, do you think they're gonna be mad at me?
No. They're gonna be happy you're safe.
I ran off and I'm in trouble and
Well, I might be a little mad, but they'll get over it.
you think so?
Yeah.
kind of like nods and walks back up with you. Doesn't hold your hand, but just kind of like holds their hands together like towards their chest and kind of like walks with you.
I'll pay attention to where she wanders.
Now she's like near you, a little bit in front of you. As she walks forward, she seems to walk towards a direction of where some housing is and like looks up at one of the houses that's kind of crashed and burnt a bit. She's like, this is Mers. You see like kind of rushing out. You see like a kid that's running forward towards Dahlia. Familiar like redheadedness of the kid. Comes forth and just like punches the shit out of like Dahlia's arm, just like hits it. Ah! And he's like, "Where are you? You just came back and I just can't see you. You were here. You were gone. I wanted to make sure you were okay. And then you walked off to go find you. And I really missed you. I'm so
Is this
sorry."
the brother?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like screaming.
Cornelia will give a thumbs up and like, there you go. Just don't hit her too hard, and then he'll walk off.
Wait.
Huh.
And then you turn around and it's like, and like walks up to you and puts his hand to shake your hand.
Okay. Cornelia will put his hand on and shake it.
He shakes it. It's like, Dad always said you gotta shake a hand of a good man.
Oh, okay.
And just like shakes your
Yep.
hand.
Be safe and go ahead and walk off.
Just like walks off. It's like you just kind of start hearing the chatter between two siblings talking to one another.
And Cornelia will go to the big gathering and
Yeah.
kind of just sit there and witness what they're doing from afar.
As you guys emerge, the scene transitions to a moment where all the people are gathering to the center. Some of you guys standing into the crowd, some of you standing a lot closer to Kilovac. You see Stable Mello stands well above most of the people in this crowd. You see a newly elected official probably who kind of walks up, one of the guards maybe a guard captain or something of that line, who walks forward and is like, you guys see, I don't know, Mimosa probably still holding them like hog-tied, and he kind of walks over and is like, "Behold, one of the pirates that has ruined our town." And everybody's like, "Boo!" It's like everybody's just saying like just mean, like just kind of like being like cliche about it. You kind of, Mimosa, you kind of have control of like what this person does, like being kind of in a grappling situation of them. They kind of look at you. It's like, "What say you, hero? What do you do with this foul person?" And just looks at you, Mimosa.
I say, put him to work. Don't kill him.
Work, 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 work. He's a chant. As like starts to appear, it's like very creepy. That's like kind of all stops. It's like, all right, let's say we put him to work somewhere where maybe he's caused the most damage, perhaps and clean up some of the ashes. We won't be giving him any tools. He'll have to do it by hand. And he kind of looks over. It's like, it's like kind of like bites his mouth.
It seems fair.
What are your names? Who are you? We know of Miss Winters, and we know that you've returned one of our very own for our town, but who are you?
Well, my name's Mimosa. Over there is my Father Cruz. And Mimosa's gonna start pointing each person out. That's Idris, and that's Carnelian, and that's Lulu, and that's Ymir.
Kind of like just look. Everybody kind of looks and just started whispering amongst the crowd. Blair kind of whispers over to you, like kind of from the crowd to you. It's like, "Do you have a group name?"
No.
You gotta work on that. They're not gonna call you all by your names individually. That's a lot of work.
I've been in a group for a few days.
It's gonna be important because they're gonna probably pay you all together and not individually. I
Is
don't know.
Jacob talking to us right now?
No, this is Blair.
I know.
Literally just the DM guider. No, that like whispers over to you, and then like, there's like 3 cheers for Mimosa, Idris, Yemel, Vel, Carnelson, and Father. Ah, yeah! Just like as a raise of like cheering, kind of like comes from the people. Mimosa, you drop this ruffian towards the ground. Just letting the crowd kind of gather, spit on him. Like there's a whole bunch of just gross, like some people kick him. Like it's a little rude. Most you kind of step away for a moment, and the person who's kind of in charge kind of walks just solely up to the U6 Blair, who seems to be kind of like enjoying like the revelry a bit. Listens but isn't really included into your conversation. Person steps over, was like, we've all come together and got you guys something. We weren't able to scrap together much, but we know that you didn't have to come by and help when you did. Thank you. But on the behalf of the town of Falvenyr, we're not a big town, but we're outside of the Oracle, and sometimes it's hard to get to us, and you guys were here, and it feels necessary. Please accept this. And you kind of looks over, you see that they have like a couple bags of gold that are just kind of like been gathered.
God.
You get like 3 bags of gold that have been like pouched together, each having 50 gold each in it. It's like it's really all we could gather from one another. We all made our own contributions, and of course you're welcome to be here at any time. And once we were obviously built back up, the storm really didn't help us last time rebuilding. We had to go find kind of like encampments and such, but you know, we're doing our best.
Mir's gonna take his gold.
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest.
150 gold.
I take a gold.
That's too kind of you. Thank
Each?
you.
Not each, just 150 gold
Oh, okay.
period. That's all they had to give.
Yeah, I'm gonna take.
So yeah, each year I kind of handed out this award is like, and for the rest of your, I know you 6 came in the beginning. I don't know about any of these other people. Who do we?
What? Huh?
So
You talk about stable?
I
They
kind
would-
of like points at it. It's like I don't know if people are saying that he was here that night. Should we be concerned?
Ymir's gonna look back at stable. Stable, you're good, right?
Hmm.
You're good, right? Like we're chilling.
Well, I don't. I think I'm okay. He like pats himself. He
Yeah,
still has
cool.
like an axe wound on his side. He's like, oh, I think I'm okay.
Yeah. No. I vouch for him. He's fine.
Okay. Do we? What is he? Is he gonna? What does he do?
Maybe get them like a job or something. He's starting a new leaf, living life.
Kind of like looks over. It's like I don't think we can pay him right now.
Yeah, I don't think he cares about money at the moment. Stable, do you care about money?
Oh, I've never had money before.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit about that. He just wants a life. Give him a life.
Oh, make an insight check,
What's happening?
Ymir.
Doing it. 15.
Why do I have 50 gold?
Mabel's sad.
Oh, Ymir's gonna pull him to the side. What's up? What's wrong?
I thought
You're giving me the-
I thought I was coming with you guys.
Mabel, where I'm going, you don't want to be. I'm going to be honest with you. And there's some intense, crazy shit that we are going to have to do. And in life, if you go about doing what you do and travel across the world, and you know that we're traveling across the world, the likelihood of us seeing each other again is very high.
Well, I thought
So
I
we're not
thought I
gonna
was
leave-
useful to you.
He's gonna give him a hug. Mabel, you are useful to me alive.
I can like pick things up for you.
No, listen, I already got Mimosa. Look at that fucking beast. I
I can
You are
pick him up.
listen.
Huh?
You are useful in other areas and places, and if you end up like traveling away from here and going on your own adventures, you're probably gonna find us again, and that's like we don't even have to say goodbye. It's a see you later.
I don't know how I feel about being away from my cop. I've never not had a.
Well,
You see like a tear starting to well up in the eye.
this is something I would like to call freedom. You are free to live alone, and you are not tied down by anybody. I don't want to be tied down by people in obligation. Having you around me when I do not want you around me would be obligation. and it would make me sad because I lost that freedom. And I don't want you to lose your freedom or having to feel obligated. So I'm not going to tell you what to do. If you want to follow us, you can, but I will not be able to assist you
I kind of
in any way, shape, or
I'm
form.
not really good at making decisions.
Well, you gotta learn.
Kinda,
That's how life works.
make a persuasion check.
Can I help? Am I there?
I don't need help. It's okay. I just can't count. 19.
19. You kind of nods like, I'll do what you say, Captain.
Okay. But like, listen, right? This is your life. You got to live it. You don't need to rely on anyone else.
Okay. I'll do what I can.
You're free.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be sad now, but later you'll realize what I mean. Maybe not now, but later. Okay, bye.
Just kind of like you just kind of like walk off. He just stands there for a second in silence. The guard is like, so we'll find something for him to do. I'm sure he'll be very useful if he's behaving. I don't know where his origins come from, but maybe that will prove helpful for the town's rebuilding. I do wish to inform you that this other individual, this other pirate, likely will be taken by Oracle authorities in the coming days, but I'm pretty sure some of our townsfolk will have something to do about that. So whatever comes of him will be his own undoing. Just as a clear indicator to you that you have released him to some people who are very upset. But it was for the best because they need their closure as well. Thank you all, and good luck on your journey. I don't know if you're going anywhere important, but feel free to stay for the night if you need to. It's a little later in the day, of course. We have nowhere really for you to rest other than in the encampments with us. We would throw you a feast, don't have any of our food. So, and then at that point, Father Cruz, you kind of walk up with the suitcase. And you see
Somebody say food.
You kind of open up the suitcase, the cart opens, and all the equipment and stuff that's been brought back. It's like there's like eyes that roll up. It's like, oh my gosh. And there's like a lot of people's hands are like covering their faces, and they're like looking at their own personal belongings being returned to them. It's like a very like emotional moment for some people who had no hope. And you just all of you see like that first, all of you get that first feeling of hope returning to people's faces. Some of you having remembrance of these feelings, and some of you immediately aspiring that moment of like that feeling of what it's like to help someone and like see their gratitude. You go through the actions of like kind of setting all the stuff away so that way you can take your cart back. Cornelian, you are kind of like meandering a bit around. You see like some people who have like come up to you, like shake your hand, say thank you, and you're kind of like trying to dodge the crowd a bit. It's all of you guys are like combined together. You see for a moment, Father Cruz, you see Stable Mabel approach you.
I'll give him a nod.
He
I'm proud of him.
he kind of holds his hand out and like holds it like he's about to give you something.
I'll hold my hand out.
He drops keys in your hand.
What are these?
I don't want the sword anymore. I also don't need these because I'm a free man now. I told you I'd give you the keys.
Chris will give him a pamphlet.
He kind of holds it. He's like, I can't read.
You're a changed man. I believe in you.
You got pictures in it.
Yeah, there are pictures in it.
Okay. He just like looks down at it. He's like kind of walks away from you. And it seems to rejoin some of the guards who are like kind of directing him. He's holding the pamphlet like kind of in both of his hands while he's like nodding and looking at people. You guys
will be brought to his eye.
You guys are all together once again. Blair walks back up to you all after like kind of like announcing, like nodding and things like that. It's like, well, I'll be off to Oracle to their plane hopper to get back over as fast as possible. I would offer my services, but it seems as though you all have everything kind of sorted out for you. Kind of stares over at Velu a little bit cold. If
Yeah,
there's
sorry.
Oh, Blair, I meant to say thank you for shining that light on me while I was sleeping.
just kind of nods. It's like, I don't know what you have going on with you, but your friends care deeply about you. I know this.
That's
Sorry
good to
we're
hear.
like sorry that we're such like weird people.
It's not that. It just seems as though the nuances of a first engagement with your friends, and I remember my first times with some of my group, and yeah, it was hard. So I don't blame any type of interactions that you have. These are normal. I just feel like maybe you guys may be experiencing these a little bit too later on into your journeys. You have a lot of histories, and I can tell this. I recommend being clear to one another. It's the only way you can really ever accomplish what you want to. You always be held back by those secrets.
Okay. If we ever
Okay.
see each other, have like a good drink. Let's have a drink or whatever.
I'll make you
Bye.
a mimosa. Bye.
What?
Kind of just stares at Velo's like, one day I hope that you actually smile and mean it. You do have you do kind of have the countenance of some people back over on the west continent. Or east continent, I mean. And maybe you would have made a great first level hero in the circle of Epsilon, but it could be possible that these people are exactly what you need. They seem charismatic enough. Anyways, I'll be heading off. If you do need me, send a sending scroll my way. Thank you. And just kind of starts turning to walk away. And we'll share that drink, Ymir. Just like puts a hand up.
Good.
Is there anything like covering Velu at the moment?
Like,
Like, is everyone facing her?
everybody's kind of like facing in that direction. Yeah, you're in a group together. You'd see one another.
Oh, okay. Velu's like left arm starts to like twitch as soon as she like finished talking. Velu
Oh, did Discord mess up again? Oh no.
Oh, yeah, my Discord's gone out.
towards
Yeah.
Blair.
Okay.
No.
You
Welcome
gotta
back.
repeat that. You gotta repeat
No,
that.
I gotta
one more
repeat
time.
that?
Yeah, Discord.
Yeah, you gotta
bugged
repeat
you
that.
out.
What?
Try again.
That's such poor timing.
Honestly, how many times in a row can it happen?
Is it still glitching?
Yeah,
Hello?
No.
a little bit.
Mm,
Still glitching a little bit. I think every time it glitches, Dion disconnects.
I hear him
Dion-
clearly.
Dion
No.
is
hear you-
surprised.
I hear you clearly though.
Mhm.
I
Okay.
do too.
So
Well, I'm gonna repeat what I said.
Go ahead.
So, Velu's left hand starts to twitch as he wants to cast a spell towards Blair, but he grabs his left arm with his right arm and just says, he mutters to himself, if only I could cast that spell on her, but I won't.
but, like, do we see this?
Yeah.
Idris is gonna back up.
What the fuck?
Do I see this?
All of you see
Blair
this. Yeah.
turned around, right?
Can I do an
Blair-
insight
Blair,
check on
Blair
Velu?
doesn't see this, but the rest of you guys see it.
Can I do an insight check?
I don't know. Sure. I mean, I don't know what you're inciting towards. Like, what are you trying to?
Yeah,
clear?
What the fuck is he on?
It's not really an insight. He just like you see, he grabs his own arm and murmurs to himself.
Yeah, why is
yeah, there's no, I don't think that.
There's not really anything for you to glance off of it other than he's being kind of weird in the moment. But sure, you can make an insight check. I just don't think you're gonna, unless you have something you're trying to peer off of him. It's not really gonna be like, is he lying or is he telling the truth or anything like that.
I got a 13. I just want to know like what he
He
What
looks
was his, like,
he looks
intentions were?
uncomfortable. He looks uncomfortable, but like it also looks like it's a tightening of muscle, maybe a spasm potentially. It's hard to really tell because he's also sheathed in his armor and gear, so like you're not really entirely sure what the intention was, but you do see that he is holding onto his arm and like has this breaking grin on his face.
Anyways, shall we go to the tavern? Because I need some alcohol.
As as you're like, who wants to go to the tavern? Ymir, you kind of look over to where you were mending the tavern before. It has built up a little bit better, but it kind of just seems like the bar is outside of it right now, with all the boxes stacked in their places.
Are we having a feast and then we're gonna leave this town, or like?
Yes. We'll have the feast. We'll leave the town. But if it's during the night, we'll stay, and then we'll go.
Mimosa
get-
opens the meat bag.
Can I get the
Yes.
Yeah,
Belu gives it back to Ymir.
I'm just gonna put it on.
Okay. It's very pretty. It's a little like jewel kind of centered toward your forehead, and it kind of matches the earrings you wear.
Would I have to attune to this?
You would.
Okay. And I'm gonna put the cloak on as well.
Okay.
And I'll just spend like a short rest and
These will be long rests to attune to.
Ooh.
But you can wear it.
No, I'll take it off.
Okay.
What should be cooked today?
What do you
Aren't
have
they
in your
cooking us
bag?
a feast?
I got steak, I got pork, I got chicken, I have lamb.
Why not a little bit of everything?
The montage of you guys making a feast in the town commences. Anime montage of you guys enjoying yourselves, having food. Some of you like having like shadowy moments. Some of you having like fun, like haha, that thing happened moments. There's a
How many pounds of meat do I lose?
There's a cut scene with Stable Mabel in an apron helping cook. There's a scene where the guy who's like in charge is tied up to a pole and tomatoes are being thrown at him. Like there's a lot of fun revelry in the night, and eventually the day does start turning into like sundown.
Lamp on, as always.
Yeah, it's whatever you wish to do. The town revelry is occurring. You guys are having a good time. People are like thanking you still, walking up, sharing stories. Father Cruz, you made your rounds to a lot of these people, handing out pamphlets and getting that kind of a rise from people. Cornelian is mainly just trying to focus on staying out of sight and just kind of like taking a perceptive eye towards everything. A lot of people come up to you and like ask you questions about like, you know, what you do and like some of your skills, looking at your hammer, pointing out like how strong you are. Ymir, lots of questions about the Genasi as they kind of just immediately come forth, and they're like, is the skin, you know, cold to touch, or like do you have wind powers? Like it kind of just all kind of comes forth in that nature. Everybody has like random questions that are assessed, except for Velu. Velu doesn't really get many questions asked. Velu, you spend a lot of time kind of like to your book, and some people who do approach her, like probably like within their like older like generation, maybe like in their like 70s, 60s, and they kind of like say, "Thank you so much for helping us. We appreciate your help."
You're welcome.
I'm just like, no,
Completely.
and just walks
Thumbs up.
away. Small halfling old woman just walks off, and you know, you kind of get like one or two thank yous, but the rest of the people just kind of don't acknowledge. It's hard to shine in a group full of strange, like not humanoid people, like human people, and that's more of just a tale of like the place that you are and how magical the world is. Anything
So
you
we're
wish to
now
do?
like, considered heroes. Is that like the vibe, guys?
What?
Yeah, I think so.
I hate that.
What?
Why do you hate the vibe?
Because then it's like there's an obligation to uphold, and then it's like, oh man, Like, I just want to steal shit sometimes.
I don't think there's anything to uphold. You get congratulated because of what you did, not because you had some obligation to do it. It's a choice that you made, so the choices that you continue to make are just your own.
How long? So, are we sleeping here?
It's late.
You want to
might as
travel during the
well.
night?
I don't.
We should leave
Yeah,
first
we
thing in the
should go.
morning.
That's fine.
Sure. You guys, I'll say for the full sake of it all, you guys rest, get your thing and belongings. Is there anything you guys wish to do in the town in the middle of your night? You may do so. However, things will pass along as you see fit, as you have the protection of the guards, the town, like your places that you take rest, like encampment wise. There's no storms that follow to the night, so it's a peaceful night of sleep. Unless you guys do want to make watches.
I'm
I
gonna
wanna-
attune to these items.
Okay.
I want to ask if anybody knows about. I mean, I know this town is kind of atheist or whatever it is, but if they know about any nearby religious sites.
They look over to you. Just make a charisma check.
Okay.
Should be hard.
Should be hard?
Should not be hard.
Oh, I got 17.
They make some mention towards like some port towns like further south of the Cedar Paths. Mainly like what they suspect where the pirates of the Rulot came from. But there are some other small villages that like emerge themselves in the Cedar Paths. They don't know them necessarily by name, but they know that they're like trading centers and towns. You can just make stops at those areas. There's a place very far south of the Cedar Paths, kind of coming towards like the Rocky Coast, which is kind of a elvish type town that's also nearby. They don't have much information other than where they live, and they really only make focus to the Kingdom of Oracle, basically being their sole provider for like reinforcement and support.
Oh, how's about religious sites?
Nothing really around here, unfortunately. They don't really make mention to any religion at all. This is definitely one of those places where you've never like hit off like selling people your story, but now today it's like obviously a different world.
Yeah, there's nothing else I want to do.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm gonna sit next to Idris while I'm eating my food. How's your leg?
My leg?
Mm-hmm.
Well, after all that walking we did today, it's a little sore, but, you know, I'll be okay.
You know, you ever need me to carry you, I got you.
Say that again?
If you ever need me to carry you somewhere, I can.
Oh. What, you'll put me on your back and you'll give me a piggyback ride?
Well, how else did you want me to carry you?
I don't know, maybe like how you hog-tied that one man.
I don't think you want to be carried like that. You didn't look too comfortable.
Well, that's one of the ways you could carry me if you wanted to.
Yeah, you're a bit bigger than it. Carry you over my shoulder like a sack of potatoes.
Like a sack of potatoes? Isn't that like
Father Cruz, can you make a perception check?
Okay. I'm not gonna guidance because I don't want to.
Okay.
Uh, 13.
Two things. First off, you see your son hitting it off with Idris, and you just have that proud father face.
Right on.
Yes.
Secondly, you do see Velu and Cornelian are kind of really elusive in the moment and not really like kind of participating in any of this type of revelry or conversation, but mainly Cornelian, who currently is just kind of wandering around. They're not like staying in one place, so it's kind of hard to like pin them down. But you do see that they're kind of like just wandering and like finding places to like look around and investigate. They look like they're searching for something, but you don't want to interrupt them. I just wanted to let you know that you can see your friends and you see what's going on.
Drew's gonna keep an eye on Carnelian, and then he's gonna head over to Velu. So, Velu, what are you up to?
I'm reading book, Sylvan, learning. Yes. Sorry,
that's
this
pretty
book has
cool.
made me have a headache.
You think you could teach me, Sylvan?
Once I'm done, sure.
It's very kind of you. So, what's this book about?
Sylvan. And how to speak it.
Oh, like a guide.
Yes.
Well, I guess I'll leave you to it then.
Okay. Bye. And then he would say bye in Sylvan.
Oh yeah, you say your first little
Ooh.
word, Father Cruz. You hear this weird like it's emotional. Like this, like Velu typically speaks with this like like this monotonous voice. You hear like a very fluent like Sylvan word like leave the lips, and you're just like, huh? Like it didn't even sound like him.
Cruz will nod, and I guess he'll say goodbye, and he'll get primordial.
It just sounds like fired. It sounds like rocks hitting each other. The interesting moments of like everything passes. Everybody has like small moments. Your mirror. You approach and do something.
I'm not gonna attune to them. I'm actually gonna approach Vilu. Hey, and I like jump up because I know he's reading.
And Sylvan. Hello.
I don't know what that means.
I said hello in Sylvan.
Oh, okay. What languages can you speak?
Sylvan in common.
Oh. Wait, then why are you learning Sylvan?
I mean, well, I'm like technically I know Sylvan because I can read it. I can't speak it completely. I just know the basic words, if that makes sense. So technically, I know Sylvan, but I don't. Does that make sense?
Why?
No? Okay.
Why? No, it does. I'm just confused as to what made that so. Why do you only? Were you only able to do that?
To do what?
Whatever you said.
Oh, because I still don't. Still trying to practice it.
Interesting. Are you
so
able to identify these?
identify what?
The cloak, this cloak, and this band that I stole from the lady.
Yes. Give it, please.
Here. I was gonna ask her, but then she was like, I realized that didn't really make much sense because I stole it from her. So.
Oh. Yeah, that would have been bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I will identify these two items.
And while you're doing that, can we like have a conversation?
Sure.
Okay. And he'll like sit down in front of you. So like, what was that? Like earlier when she was leaving.
What was what?
What did it like? I don't really
Oh.
know. You just did something weird that I didn't really know this fully.
Oh, I was just gonna cast a spell on her, but I was like, I shouldn't.
What spell?
A spell that may or may not have hurted her. But
You're very aggressive.
No.
Yes.
No.
You shocked me yesterday.
Yes. I
Yeah.
did do that.
And then you shocked the other guy, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you shocked, and then you tried, and then you shocked her.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you mean? No, you're not aggressive.
I mean, I don't know.
That is aggressive. One would say.
In your eyes, it could be. In other people's eyes, it's a different way.
What's your eyes? What are you trying to portray?
Oh, nothing. I don't think it was aggressive.
Okay, so what is it then?
I don't know. I just don't think it's aggressive.
What? Okay. It's
Villa, you identify the two items. I've sent you a DM.
Don't I learn everything else though?
Yes. You can add the items to your inventory and you can learn exactly what they are.
I have to add them into my
You,
inventory.
you technically have them, yeah.
Okay, 1 second then.
No worries. As you see, Velu starts to focus onto the ritual of identifying the items. Ymir, you kind of peek your head around and see that same one pirate is kind of tied to a post. Tomatoes smattered all over his face, shirt, body. He's in his underwear. Like it's very embarrassing. You kind of just like can't help but chuckle, but you also like look around at like Stable Mabel, who's currently like helping picking things up and throwing, like actually still supporting in his own way. He kind of looks at you sometimes, like just kind of like for approval, and you don't like acknowledge it because you know like what would happen if you acknowledged him in the moment. You kind of just see him kind of sullenly look at you sometimes, and just look like hoping. There's a couple people who like approach you, like there's like 5 or 6 like just adults that kind of come up to you and just like kind of pat you on the shoulder and they say thank you, and it's all good and fun. While Velu finishes his identification of the objects.
Any other questions that you wanted to ask me? Because I'm done identifying both of these objects.
I feel like if I ask a question, I'm gonna get a confusing answer. So I'm not sure. I'm just really confused. Like, you ran off earlier as well. Why did you run off?
Oh, I just wanted space away from people.
Insight check.
Sure.
Where-
Velu, you can make a deception or persuasion check, your choice.
I'm not even lying.
I know. That's up
He
to
doesn't
you.
know.
Hey. Can't roll. Hold on. $23.
Okay.
You beat my 18.
Ymir, your friend has always been kind of a soul, like, ever since getting to the Kingdom of Oracle, you kind of relied on Velu to kind of show you the ropes in some of those scenarios. So it's kind of hard to kind of peer into him in a different way. Like, what are you hiding? Because you always kind of just take him the word for it. I think there's a part here where you're understanding a little bit more about Velu's side, and it gets you a little nervous to kind of peer in too much. Because as soon as you start kind of like think about it, the first thing you think about is how inviting he was to you when you arrived and never asked a question.
Sorry for prying.
It's alright.
I'm just curious.
Did you want to know anything else though? Like, did you want to have a conversation, or did you just want me? Do you want me to just tell you the 2 items?
Do you want to know? I mean, I've asked enough about you. Do you need to know anything about me?
Not at the moment, but I might ask later on. So,
Cool. What do the items do?
so your cloak, it's called Cloak of Elvenkind, and what it does is when you're wearing the cloak with the hood up, wisdom, more specifically, perception checks made to see. Wait, hold on. You have disadvantage. Wait, wisdom, perception. Oh, so anyone who's trying to see you have disadvantage, and you have advantages on stealth checks when the hood is up. But pulling the hood up or down requires an action. And then the headband of intellect, your intelligence score is 19 while you're wearing the headband. So,
Oh. Wow.
the headband's pretty cool. And the Cloak of Elven kind is also pretty cool. I think you should wear the headband of intellect. Maybe.
Do you not want that band?
It's your stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
So, Velu gives the 2 items back to Ymir.
As you go to give the items back, jumping between Ymir and Velu, Bongo grabs onto the headband and grabs onto it. Oh!
No, Bongo?
Bongo runs around Velu, just like kind of doing circles.
What if I gave that to Bongo?
You know, I
Bongo's,
would
like,
kind of
chewing
want to
on
see
it.
this interaction.
Bongo.
Put it on.
Put the band on.
Just
Put
like
it on your head.
kind of like make an animal handling check. Make it with advantage.
Dude, we're gonna awaken this guy.
He's gonna start talking.
Fuck. I only got shit. I only got a 6.
Damn it.
6. Bongo kind of like looks at it and just like starts like kind of like wiping his butt with it. Just
Bongo.
smells it. Wipes his butt again.
That's so disgusting. Can you control your animal?
Bongo, stop. Give it back. Give it back.
Kind of like slowly, like kind of like one leg, 2 legs over. Quickly, arms are kind of raised. It puts it in your hand.
I'm gonna press dissertation the shit off of it.
And you can see it.
And I'm gonna change its smell to like a good smell. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm gonna put it on your head.
Just like Bongo just kind of like waits for a moment and just stands there.
Alright. I place it on the top of his head.
It
Wait, it
kind
might be a Never mind.
of kind
Oh,
of
it's
places
already
it
there.
places it on his head. It doesn't necessarily fit very well. It kind of can't help but fall onto the shoulders and kind of wear like a shawl or something like that. Bongo kind of like looks at it and looks at you.
Never mind. Never mind. I'm just never mind.
No, don't take it off. Hold on.
What?
Let's do something. Okay? Bongo, shake your head. I mean, not if you can understand me.
Both of you make Arcana checks.
Yeah.
Um, 6.
Why did you?
I'm just rolling low, man.
19.
With a 6, you're looking at Bongo and you're thinking to yourself, maybe this was pointless. Velu, you remember about the item, specifically just because you had identified it as an attuned item, so it's not going to work until it's attuned.
What then? Take the headband off. It's not gonna work.
Oh, okay.
He has to attune to it, and I don't think an animal can attune to items.
On the contrary,
Maybe.
Velu, on a 19 Arcana, animals can attune to items. They don't get the same attunement slots like you do. You know, they can't like equip and do items and stuff like that. However, animals holding magic items is very like common for some people. So it would be like giving Bongo a wand of magic missiles and saying "go nuts." You know, it's dangerous to do, but people do it.
I take back my statement. Actually, he can attune to it. So if you want to attune Bongo with the headband,
We can make Bongo potentially smarter than us.
yes.
I fuck with that. Okay, let's do it.
Bongo you're about to take the chain down. Bongo looks at you with the saddest monkey face.
You're going to keep it.
Kind of like holds
Tomorrow,
it close.
you're going to be so intelligent. It's going to be crazy.
Just jumps up and down excitedly.
No morals! No morals!
And just like runs
So you're
around
gonna-
freely.
So who are you gonna give the cloak of?
Makes people good at
okay.
stuff. I don't
Maybe
know.
you could give it to Carnelian, maybe. Or you could just wear it yourself.
What does it do exactly?
So, if anyone tries to look at you while your hood is up, like the hood needs to be up. Anyone tries to see you, they get disadvantage on the checks, but you also get advantages on stealth. Maybe you could give it to Mimosa. I don't know.
I think I'll wear it for now, and then I'll just give it off
Okay.
when I realize that I'm not actually good with it.
Okay.
Thank you for the help. Would you
You
like
know?
another spell? Have you used the spell scroll that I gave you?
I have not.
You should, so that you can have. Would you like? Do you have Ray of Sickness in your
I do
spellbook?
not.
Here
I
you
do
go.
not.
Ymir gives
Thank
you.
you.
All of it. If you're a wizard, so you could just like add that.
Okay.
People like me have to like remember or some shit. Give me the other scroll back though, so I can make
Okay.
a new.
Give you the other scroll back.
Thank you. All right. I'm gonna go eat food, and then I'm gonna probably like peace out.
Okay.
Once again, Bella, you left your book. The rest of you have whatever means you have of enjoying the rest of your night. If there's anything you wish to do, or we can move forward. It's up to you. Idris and Mimosa, you still have a glorious conversation with one another. I think it's at this point, Mimosa and Idris, you're kind of like laughing with one another, and like Idris, you kind of lay a hand on the shoulder of Mimosa, but there's a moment where you cock your eye and you can see Father Cruz is kind of like they're doing the side eye look at you guys for a moment, and then like immediately darts the eyes the other direction.
So your
Is he
father's
really-
really... Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Is he staring at us?
It looks
Yeah.
like it.
Uh,
He's pretty overprotective of you, isn't he?
he is.
No,
I
I'm like
think
doing like the proud father look.
Mm-hmm. There's a smirk, grin, and a chin up.
I think it's nice. My father was the same way. Well,
Really?
he used to be.
Is to. What changed?
Idris kind of falls silent, and she just kind of picks at her hands.
Oh. Sorry.
No, it's fine. You can ask. It's just a touchy subject, is all.
I understand. The same thing with my mom.
Me too.
I guess you got one up on me, don't you?
Somewhat. It's not a proud thing, of course, but you know.
Not done that at all. I mean, he's gonna pull out a bottle and drink to that.
We'll drink to that.
The drink ends the night for you guys. It's now the morning. We skip to the morning. We flash to you guys preparing for your leave and travel. Anybody who is attuning to items, you have attuned to those items. Your long rests settle if they didn't do it past and prior, or any spells that you cast have been resurged. So make sure you return those back to your normal statures.
You a monkey smart?
I don't know how are you. What are you gonna do?
Okay. I asked him the same question.
You ask.
What?
Ymir's like, you guys are like getting ready to go, and Ymir, you see Bongo, who's currently on the top of the top of the cart that Father Cruz has set up. He's just sitting on the top of the cart and just like staring, like crisscross applesauce, like just sitting there and just looking up.
Oh fuck
Bongo,
yeah. Now
if you
he's awake, look at
understand,
him.
if you understand me, nod.
There's an ear twitch and kind of looks over at you like very slowly, Velu. Nods.
Oh my god.
This is I don't even know at this point.
This monkey is smarter than all of us.
Whoa.
Everyone, I'm letting y'all know, this monkey is the smartest person in this team.
You're
Ooh.
lying.
No, I'm being for real.
What did you do?
You see the
Ask him a question. Ask him a
Exactly.
question. What's 5 plus 5?
He
Ooh.
won't, obviously he won't be able to like say
He's just
what
saying,
it is.
Yeah.
What
Use
you
your
meant
fingers.
is
Losing in the
10.
background.
Stares
Right,
back
Bongo?
up.
You
Stares
meant-
back up into the sky.
You say 10, right? Right? That's what you meant, Bongo? 10? Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, see? That's yes.
You like scratching your butt. Say ooh.
Looks over at you, Mimosa. Scratches their butt. Ooh.
Most intelligent here, you said?
Yes.
Bongo, come here.
Stands up and comes to you.
It can't speak our common language at the moment. That's the thing.
Teach him
He
sign
is
language.
smart.
Oh my god. We can't teach him language, sign language. Maybe.
He's like highly intelligent now. So like he could press buttons.
It's
I think that's
Wow.
It just, you find it a bit unnerving, but like Bongo is standing up like normally. Like he's not like crouched down like a monkey is. He's like full like flat-footed, like standing there, arms are to the side, like just looking left and right at the conversation, like following along.
Idris is gonna back up and she's gonna go, it's Hoppy in.
Hoppy like kind of floats over.
And she just holds him on her hand and she's just petting him. She goes, well, I still think you're the best.
Bongo looks up, points at Hoppian. Ah.
No.
What does that mean?
Wait.
What does
Keep
that
your-
mean?
Keep
We
your
need to- we
freaky
need to
smart
give him a
monkey.
language.
Whoa, relax.
E.
Idris.
Ooh. Ooh. Ah.
I'm getting
Okay.
startled.
Okay, how about
I'm
this?
so
How about
happy
this?
right now.
Bongo. Instead of saying ooh, whatever you're fucking saying, you use your hands, right? So you point. If you do one finger up, that's yes, and if you do 2 fingers up, that's no, and if you do 4 fingers up,
How close are you
That
to Bongo?
I'm like kind of near-ish, not that near. Why?
Bongo walks up to like kind of foot to foot with you, looks up at you, and makes a finger gesture for you to come down to him.
Bongo stands on business.
I don't like this.
I'm not sure if this was a good idea.
You know what? I don't like
Why
this
would you
anymore.
guys do that?
I am so happy with what we have done.
Velu,
I'm about to
what do you
kill
do,
this
Velu?
monkey.
Well, don't say that in front of him. He knows what you say.
Ooh, he's
I
like
know.
he's making like a finger gesture for you to come down.
What are you gonna do?
Ah.
I don't think he's gonna
I
eat your
don't
face
trust
off.
you.
Just listen
I
to
feel-
him.
Okay, Balu listens to the monkey and does what the monkey says.
You crouch down, lowering yourself to the monkey's level. The monkey jumps kind of like comes up to you, puts a hand on your knee as it's like crouched down. He looks up at you and goes, ooh ah, ooh ah, ooh.
I feel like you said, "You are the dumbest person here. Shut the fuck up." That's
put
what you said, didn't
Face
you?
palms.
I don't know what you're saying.
Oh my god, he's so smart and he thinks you're an idiot for not understanding what he's saying. I completely understand you, Bongo.
Cruz will hand Bongo a flint to draw.
Ooh.
Yes,
Ooh.
he can write.
Ooh.
Why don't you draw out your feelings?
This is so great.
Bongo starts drawing on the piece of paper.
He's keeping that crown of intelligence.
You're dumber than him.
I don't care. This is hilarious.
Mm-mm-mm.
Does anybody speak not primordial? What's the name of it? Orin?
Warren.
What the fuck is orange?
I told
What
him
the
just draw
fuck
it
is
out. Make like
orange?
pictures. I told him like pictures.
Just wondering. Okay. Anyways, it's the only way you'd be able to like translate what the picture is really saying. There's a moment of like the picture that's drawn. It's eventually done. The picture is, I don't know if you give him like a pen or something like that. Like I don't know what you gave him to draw, but I'm assuming you just kind of give him like some like chalk or something like that, or like a charcoal type of thing. He sketches something out, puts a hand on it, makes a gesture towards like one part of the picture. His intelligence is high. However, he doesn't know how to like talk or communicate feelings. Like these aren't like charismatic things of like the creature. However, the intelligent, like the understanding and knowledge form factor, you can tell that they're learning very quickly. And as they're drawing on the piece of paper, they put their hand there. They kind of look at their hand, and they kind of like start using their finger to write on it. And you see that they literally are like spelling out like sounds. Like so when they say ooh, they like taking it to the volume of like the pitch. They're like ooh, ooh, ah, ooh, ee, ooh.
He's gonna start speaking in no time. I am so hyped.
Ooh.
Alright, let's start going.
Ooh.
Come on, Bongo, onto my shoulder. Let's go.
He just kind of like looks up at you and just starts walking on his own.
Oh, okay.
Walks up, climbs up the side of the cart and just like sits at the top of the cart.
I guess this is our farewell.
I
He's
don't
the
trust that
smart
monkey.
He's so smart now.
You guys
I
have
hope he
said
doesn't-
most of your goodbyes and everything like that. Any like last things that you've mentioned and like gathered your belongings and things, you guys hit the road again. The travel is going to be a bit. I don't know where you guys plan on going though. What is your destination? I'm
Still
assuming
going to
back to
Halovar.
Sol. You guys are trying to go to Halovar, I thought, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're trying to go to Halovar. That's what I forgot. Yes, Halovar.
So
Going through the desert.
you would have to travel through the desert at this point. It's true. Or you guys can take detours if you find them. But I will say, for the sake of purpose of your travel, it takes you about. It's gonna take you a couple of weeks to get to Halovar. Still. So any places along the path that you stop will take into that nature. The cedar paths are basically going to be the remainder of this session of you guys traveling. Is there anything you guys wish to do to travel for your first week of travel through the cedar paths until you make it to the deserts?
Hey, what?
I'm trying to learn a language in my downtime.
Melissa's working out.
Okay. Learning a language is difficult unless you have a source. If you're trying to learn from Velu, then
Technically, I have a source. I wanted to try to learn Infernal. And I mean, I got my name on the cart, and I had that contract.
Oh, I'll let you spend some
Feel
time
like-
trying to figure that out.
Do you tell anyone that you're learning Infernal?
Do I need to?
Mm.
No, I was just wondering.
I mean, I don't hide it. If anybody wants to know that I'm learning it, they can.
Let's do this. Everybody roll initiative.
Okay.
No, just kidding.
Okay. Nat 20.
16.
19.
10.
Uh, 8.
I'm not ready to
I
join. I'll
love
be
it.
right back.
Is someone gonna? Oh wait, Ian's not here.
Natural 20 was Father Cruz, right?
Mhm.
Correct.
Okay. Who was a 19?
Me.
Nat 20.
Yep, 20.
Nat 20.
Congratulations on your 20. You guys also have inspiration still. I don't know if you guys want to use those things. I know you guys haven't used it so far, but you do have that. 16 was Idris or Velu?
Yes, I got 16.
Okay.
I was the lowest.
You were lowest at 8, yeah. And then Carnelian's going to spend some time mulling and sulking for the time being. Just kidding. He probably does more than that. I'll run it by. I'm being silly. And then Ymir at 10. All right, Father Cruz, with your initiative order, you basically have an ability to like kind of learn some stuff. I want you to go ahead and roll a D10 for me.
Two. If that's bad, I'm gonna use my inspiration. If it's bad, that is.
It's not about it's not really a good or bad thing. This is just a time thing. That's how long you take to how much time you spend doing this a day.
You know, 2 seems pretty good then.
Yeah, 2 hours a day you spend going through your information and working on it until you're exhausted of your ability to do so. It's going to take a long time to learn Infernal. I'm going to start you off right there. It's not going to be like overnight. But if you continue on this pace, you might be able to start working things out. You will need something to directly translate, though. The only thing you really have as information right now is that you know how to make your name in Infernal. That is it. That's basically all you learn on this journey is just how to write your name in Infernal.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah, you will definitely need some either a teacher or some type of lexicon to teach you more because there's not really much to translate here.
Could I also try to like find out information on the shrine?
You have
Is that, like, another
some.
time?
You have already some knowledge is on this. You know some places you can pass and go. In the Cedar Paths there are none. You know the Infested Sands. You know exactly where those ones are. You can travel to any of those at any given time since you're going to be passing into the desert. However, in the Cedar Paths, nothing nearby within the next week. You'll have to be patient on that.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Mm-hmm. But otherwise, you spend some time doing this and just attending to the days that travel and pass. Next up, Mimosa, is there anything you wish to do? You said you were going to do working out.
Yeah.
Go ahead and just make an athletics check for
I
me.
go ride.
A 14. Intensive workouts will prove good for you in the regards for using your skills and abilities against athletics. So for the sake and purposes of your training and deliverance to like that commitment, staying committed to working out can increase your strength and momentary needs and like spur of the action decisions. So what that basically means is in your continuance of working out and whenever you do this, you feel more confident in making like split decisions on athletics type checks for lifting things, throwing things, etc. I will grant you advantage on certain moments that will reflect against your raw core strength in that nature. So you feel confident in your actions towards like lifting things out of the way, throwing things incredibly far distances, grappling, like any of those types of actions really you feel confident in. You might be able to gain some of your past knowledge of working out to help you with those moments. And I'll go ahead and say you get just this week alone, you have advantage on the next 3 athletics checks you make.
Okay.
Yep. Remember that. I will forget it. Even though I'm recording and posting. Anyway, Idris.
Yes.
Would you like to do anything within this week of travel?
I would love to. I'd like to learn how to dance.
You know some moves already. However, I will say make a performance check. I would also say you need to make a charisma check too, which is completely separate from the performance.
13 for the performance. Oh no. That one for the charisma.
Okay. So the dancing instructionally, like doing each individual dance, you find yourself losing your footing because you're kind of making it up as you go. You're not familiar with like the history of like certain dances or like what is the style of waltz, and most dances are group based. So your charisma check was to get anybody with the group involved with you, which you had a very poor time doing so. There's a moment where you may have been able to dance with like Mimosa or Father Cruz, but you saw that they were like attending to their own like work and studies, and you just kind of felt cold shouldered off in those moments. you didn't ask, you just saw it and you're like, maybe not now, and then you kind of push those moments off. So you lost some opportunities to learn maybe some dances and stuff like that you may have enjoyed, but in your own time you spend performing for yourself, you're gonna have to spend some more time to gain any special traits. I will say, however, your acrobatics is taken into consideration for these moments when you're using your performance. So keeping in mind that you can use like dancing type of abilities to help with your acrobatics checks instead of performance checks, I'll allow you to interchange those two things moving forward. So if you're like trying to dodge something or get out of a grapple, I'll allow you to make a performance check instead of an acrobatics check, depending on how you move in the scenario.
Fantastic, thank you.
I'll make those considerations. Ymir.
Ymir would like to take Bongo out, and look around for any possible magical ingredients that he could use for his series.
You have Bongo assist you with this. Go ahead and just make a investigation check with advantage, because it's not about finding object. You can find objects. The problem is you have to like peer in and investigate if they're valuable objects. So make an investigation check with advantage. Bongo is helping you because they have the intelligence to do so now.
Oh yeah, dude. This was the greatest idea I've ever 20. 30.
20. 30 total?
30 total, 20.
Did you say 30 or 30?
Dirty.
Dirty.
With dirt in your eye. Bongo has a hard time making out what's valuable in your eyes versus his eyes. And I think with his advantage, you even grasp some knowledge that Bongo has a very, very different interpretation of what value is. There's some moments where you're grasping like certain like things off the side of like pebbles and like geode, like you like pull up a geode from the side of like a rock that's in split and has some like shiny like crystallization in it, and like Bongo just shakes his head no.
No, stuff like this would be helpful towards me.
He just shakes the head and just like doesn't let you like kind of like continue on that. And then like there's a moment where he kind of like comes up and he like kind of like pats you on the eye patch area and just like pats head where your eye patch is.
I'll take off my eye patch.
Just
we're looking.
Amelie pokes your eye, like it just like
Ow,
pokes it right
Bongo.
there.
No, that hurts.
Bongo raises his eyebrows and just looks at you in your eye.
That was painful. Don't do that, Bongo.
Ooh.
Ooh, no.
Ooh.
He like kind of he makes like a smile with his teeth and just like kind of like opens the teeth for you to see his teeth, and then just like opens his mouth and just looks with his eyes towards your thing, like that's in your, like making direct eye contact with whatever is in your, like the medallion that's like resting in your eye.
We're looking for things that are shiny and able to cast magical abilities.
Not's head.
That's
Ooh.
So stuff like this, you'll take out the geode. Stuff like this might be magical.
Shakes head no.
Okay, what? Then you give me an example of what.
And pokes your eye again.
God damn it, Bongo. No.
Face palms. Puts his hand to his head.
Bongo,
Rubs his eyes.
Bongo, we already have this. We can't use that.
Ooh, ooh.
So we need to find more.
Ooh,
I'm gonna teach you alchemy, but
ooh,
like I need you to like, follow with me.
Just
I don't want to bang bang.
And hopefully we can teach you common language later on.
Ooh. And just like kind of like nods and just kind of like puts a hand on your shoulder.
Okay.
Nods. And
So
just kind of sits there next to you.
So the geode I found was nothing of use.
I mean, Bongo doesn't seem so. And from your investigation, the geode's pretty, but it's just pretty. It's just salt and rock.
Is there anything else?
Nah, not on the the cedar path travel, you see like some like interesting fruits that are bearing off of trees and stuff like that, but really they're not like rare. And in passing of some of these like smaller towns that the other places was mentioning in your guys' like small travel just night to night, there's no one selling anything of like rarity and importance in these areas. You just fall a little bit short of that. However, I will say that Bongo has a better understanding of what you're looking for, and he may take some efforts to go find those things for you on his own accord.
Okay.
You're able to communicate what you're looking for directly with him at this point. But I will like to say you should make a insight check.
I will use my inspiration. That's 16.
Bongo is treating you a little differently. This might be because of like maybe like side effects of like the intelligence or something, but Bongo has become very doesn't like being touched as much anymore. You've noticed that he doesn't no longer clings to you. He no longer like wants to climb up around on other people. He seems to like make efforts in avoiding touching people. I think you just take notice of this. Don't know how it makes Ymir feel, but that's just something you notice.
Hey Bongo, it's okay if you don't want physical contact as much. You can do like, you can always do like the back away sign. So like, Ymir will put up both of his hands and like spread them out and then like
Bongo
push,
copies
push.
you. Push.
So like, if you don't want to be touched, just do that.
Just nods
But
head and does the push movement.
Sometimes physical contact is good because it's a way to show love. Because I love you because I've known you for so long.
Bongo kind of stares up at you and doesn't
Would you
really.
like to know? Would you like to know what the hug is?
Bongo nods.
Ymir will give him a hug. This shows love.
Bongo kind of
Yeah,
like
but-
accepts it, doesn't really know how to interact in the moment, tries to like replicate it with like themselves, so they grab their own arms and like hold themselves tight for a second. They see their eyes are like open, they're trying to understand the concept.
When something or someone makes you happy, for them to know that you appreciate them, you can show quote unquote love in a number of ways, and this is just one of them. One of the ways.
He like kind of like holds onto his arms for a second, lets go, does like the push motion in his eyes. He's not like looking at you when he's doing it. He's like staring at the ground and like trying to understand his hands and pushing. And then he like kind of goes to grab his arms and like holds it and like thinks about it for a second. You could tell the cogs are turning. It's kind of weird because you're not explaining intelligent things to him, or you're explaining charismatic things to him, and he's having a hard time understanding like emotional like connection. Intelligence is up there. He understands. He's just trying to pair it together with the feeling.
Trying to teach him emotional intelligence.
It's very difficult. You'll spend some time doing this with him, obviously, but you do see he is disconnecting a bit as far as like physically, like with you as he usually would. You're not sure if this is a side effect, or you're not sure if this is like him being polite. You're actually really not sure. But yeah, this is what you basically encounter for the next week, is just Bongo learning about themselves and you in a different light. No rare ores or anything like that you guys stumble across, no caverns, nothing like that. It's all trek. Velu.
I'm just gonna continue to learn Sylvan.
I will say, because you're dedicating, if you dedicate all your time to this, I can have you done by the end of this travel.
Yes.
So there's a moment where you're kind of finishing up the book. You guys are nearing like kind of the deserty areas. There's a moment of sigh and relief as you start to speak some Sylvan, and you're like speaking it for a moment. The mouth kind of like moves with a way that you haven't before, and you immediately it clicks in your mind as the reading of the words translates to voice and like tempo you are able to communicate clearly the same things you're reading off of the pages. It took you a while. I think the hardest thing for Velo to understand from the language was how tethered it is to the tone, because a tone of your volume and phrase can change the word entirely. Sylvan is spoken in a way that reflects a lot of your emotion more than it does your words. So the same word for happiness can be the same word for anger. The same word for like friends is the same word for enemies. It just really is the tone of how you're saying it and the emotion passed through it. It's very similar to like maybe like a Hawaiian type language is the best way I can example, like the way like aloha means hello and goodbye the same way. It's a very similar countenance in the way it speaks. So you finally grasp that knowledge, and as you're speaking it, you're like, oh, and you say it in a different way, and you're like, okay. And I think at the end of this travel, you have successfully learned the new language of Sylvan.
Yay.
The book itself is still useful for the sake of you looking up like with help for Sylvan things, but you don't require it anymore. And with that, the rest of you all emerge from the cedar path as the trees start to clear a little bit more.
Oh, and Idris.
Idris already went. Idris did their they were doing some dancing and some
Oh
performance
yeah,
stuff.
I have
But
dementia.
it's okay. Cornelia and I'll work with them to figure out what they want to do for their time being. But otherwise, the rest of you, as the cedar paths start to break into their clearings, you start to see in the distance the dunes of the infested sands as it transitions from a grassy plain to a sandy dirt, like kind of going to like a mesa-like intersect. There's a moment of passage as the day started to shift tonight before you guys enter into the infested sands. This will be your last night before you guys enter into a brand new area. As you guys kind of make your encampment for the last time on your path, the day transitions into night. If there's anything you guys wish to do before entering into this new area, you may do so as a group. You guys are all awakened together in this moment.
Who's all been to the desert before?
Ymir's just gonna look.
Okay. Well, I knew that.
I don't think there's anyone new that would chime in.
Honestly, I think all of you are familiar with the desert, which is kind of funny.
Well, that's great then. Let's start.
Yep.
I hate the desert.
Towns in the desert.
There are some.
I know.
Lots of sand.
The sand. It's everywhere.
Your favorite stop before this is where you guys end up, really. You guys are actually on like kind of the edge of the Suncrest Lake, where basically you have like the water that's immediately available right before the desert. There's like a mountainous range that blocks the desert sands from the lake itself before it like sinks in and becomes like beachy. You guys stop at this like spring area to like gather water and supplies for like the next days of your journey. Because Father Cruz, you're well aware, like sometimes the only water you get is the water you have. And you gather as much as you need for yourself. You explain to others how to do that. And the montage kind of comes back to you guys sitting around the fire one last time before your trek into the desert.
Well, I'm excited.
I'm not excited to go back into the desert again, but I mean, life goes on.
And after Halovar, where are we going?
Guess we'll find out then.
I think we're kind of on a figure things out as we go.
That's
Because
gonna
we're,
be
thing.
we're going more north, and
What's wrong?
I don't like the potential of visiting a certain place, but
Ooh.
time will tell.
Well, why don't you tell us now instead of holding
No,
something
no,
like
no,
that
no,
from
no.
us?
That sounds like fun to find out later.
I don't think it's fun to
What?
find
I
out.
love finding things out
Well,
later.
why don't you put your hands to your ears then?
Spoil, don't spoil.
This is so embarrassing. Well, well, where do I begin? There was a time where I might have been an accomplice in a very major crime into a city up north.
Halovar.
Cool.
No, further than Halovar. But yeah, I'm just wary of where we might be going. That's all.
Well, as long as you've truly, thought about what you did, I'm sure other people understand.
Crimes aren't even that serious, to be honest. I did the crime. I think people are still looking for me.
That's what I'm afraid of.
I fucked over a whole group of adventurers as well. So
What
they
did
might
you
also come for me.
do?
Huh?
What did you do?
Man, don't worry about it. But still, I think we're gonna be fine. We should come up with like a name. Like what the villagers were saying.
Ooh.
Oh, right, because it's kind of embarrassing to have, what did they call Carnelian? Carbus or something of the sort. It just makes no sense to have all of our names into a single line.
Yeah, that sounds stupid.
Ooh, ooh,
Any
ah.
ideas, Bongo?
Ooh, ooh. Ah, ee. Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. Ee, ooh, ah.
We could be Bongo's bands of misfits.
No.
He said
I
he,
think
the
we're going to have to
Bongo
sleep on
nods his
that.
head.
No.
I think we can sleep on that decision.
Okay.
Well, no, we just keep going then.
Hmm.
We'll figure it out eventually. So
The
wait,
oddities.
so like to be clear, I'm not the captain of the crew.
You're not.
No.
I have the hat though,
A hat means nothing. It's the
Yeah,
leadership
the hat means
qualities.
nothing.
but it's like super stylish.
Oh no.
Okay. I didn't want to be. I was just saying.
Did we have a captain?
Not really.
I nominate Vilu.
I
Sure.
We can think about this later.
I think it's more.
I nominate Cruz.
I mean, that's who I always pick.
I nominate Carnelian. I nominate.
Yeah, I figured you were nominating everybody.
Bongo raises his hand.
Chris. No, Bongo
No.
is the
No.
smartest.
Bongo can't speak common.
Bongo looks at you, Mimosa.
Oh no. What have you done? You've triggered something in him.
His hand's still raised.
What is he gonna do? Ooh, ooh,
Don't
Ooh,
provoke him. Don't,
ooh,
seriously,
What?
don't provoke him. Don't provoke
Did
him.
you just say ooh ah? That's
Oh.
crazy.
The eyes
No, guys.
widen on
No, guys,
Bongo towards
I'm
you.
serious. Guys, no, I'm serious. Do not do that. Like literally, he's still learning things.
Bongo's gonna like put
We
poop
need
in
to
your
be
food.
like a
Bongo
some-
Bongo looks at you, Mimosa. Looks at you and says,
Oh my fucking.
Oh, he angry now.
Mimosa
I
apologize
could
to
throw a
Bongo.
wad of sand at him and he'd die.
Just apologize to Bongo.
Okay,
Apologize
sorry,
to Bongo.
Bongo.
he pushes his hands out twice.
No, he doesn't want to be touched. I taught him that. Guys,
No,
going
what
forward,
doesn't?
we need to be careful of the things that we say to Bongo because Bongo is still learning things.
Ooh.
As long as he won't eat Hopian, I'm fine.
Bongo, you know.
Bongo tilts his head at you. It just...
Don't eat my bird. I'm not playing with you, Bongo.
Bongo pushes his hands out twice.
He doesn't like. I feel as though we're accusing him of things he hasn't even done things.
He chased. Okay, first of all, we already know that he had some kind of bias against Hopian.
Bongo,
chasing him.
Bongo, how do you feel about religion?
We're not teaching Bongo
Ooh.
religion.
We're not teaching Belongo. Yeah, we're not
I
doing
feel
that.
like everybody should have
I-
the chance to learn religion.
No, we're not doing
Bongo tilts his head and just like looks upwards.
I don't want to put that in his learning system.
that. Bongo, do
At least
you
not
like
yet.
Bongo? Do you like mimosa?
Bongo looks at Velu, looks at La Mimosa, looks up, just kind of looks back at everything, just kind of like making a triangle of like looking at the three of you, and just like immediately looks back to Mimosa.
Yeah, I don't like you either.
No, don't.
Do you like me?
Yeah, I like you.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
I think he was talking to
me.
Bongo.
Realize you're asking
Bongo,
the
do you like your
monkey.
mirror?
And you see Bongo walks over to your mirror and just like squeezes himself with his arms.
Bongo, do you like Idris?
Looks over at Idris. Looks over at Velu. Looks up. You see he's like still trying to figure out like these things that you're talking about, and he kind of just sits there for a second, and he kind of pushes towards the ground, and then he like kind of holds himself tight. And Velu, you get the sense that his cogs are turning a little too hard.
Oh
Okay,
shit!
don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, Bongo.
But when he
Bongo, you want food?
Bongo just like stands up and walks over to you.
Bongo gives like a little bit of ration to him.
Just grabs it.
There you go.
Grabs it, and
Sorry,
he
I
like
made your
takes.
brain hard.
He grabs it with his hands, and he kind of like walks back over with it, and he sets it down. You see, he takes 2 sticks, and he starts trying to cut it like with a fork and a knife, just like.
Oh my god, he's learning so much.
He stabs. He uses it like chopsticks. He like kind of like chopsticks the thing and puts it into his mouth.
Oh my god, your mirror. Wait, listen. Technically, Bongo's our baby. Smart. Because if I didn't identify the headband, Bongo wouldn't be smart.
Are you trying to marry me?
We're mama and papa.
I'm a priest.
You're my baby daddy.
I am the papa. You are the mama.
I'm okay with that. I'm just like trying to figure this out.
Bongo like looks over at Mimosa while eating the food, just like continues to make eye contact with Mimosa.
So you're gonna have to like rekindle a friendship if there even was one to begin with. I feel like this was a great idea. I think Bongo's gonna be very helpful in like the near future.
I can't wait till
With
someone
it,
gets to
oh.
speak with animals. That's gonna be
Yeah.
so fucking funny.
This is actually, out of my entire D&D career, this is my favorite thing. It's all led up to this.
I think with the last oohs and ahs of the night, you guys make your rest and wake up in the morning. And I'm going to say we go ahead and end the session there before you guys enter into the desert of the infested sands.
Guys, I'm so excited. If my entire family were to die next Thursday, I would still attend.
And with that, I'm going to stop recording.